What's going on, everybody? It is trade deadline day. It feels like it is Christmas morning. I could not be more excited for what the next 3 hours are going to bring, and we'll be right here for every single second of it. Breaking down trades that are happening across the National Football League, breaking down what you guys think your teams need, and of course, I got producer Gage joining me in just a couple of minutes. It's going to be a fun day. 180 minutes of Joey Petersen and Gage Kilbourn. What more could you want? We got a lot to anticipate, a lot that couldn't end up happening, and I feel like you're not done yet. Would not be surprised to see this organization make another move over these next couple of hours. Say it with pride. Shout out your city. What's going on, everybody? So happy that you're here with me. First time doing one of these live streams for either channels. That's right. I said either. We are live on the Baltimore Ravens Rundown. We are live on the Green Bay Packers Report. So you two play nice with each other, please. Make sure to tell me where you're watching from down below in the comment section. If you know anything about us, you know we are high atop a very, very temperate downtown Dallas, Texas. 72 degrees Fahrenheit, sunny. It's beautiful. Studio P, Chat Sports Studios, Gage on the ones and twos. Me up here behind the mic. Let me know where you are watching from. As we got all the usuals filing in as we get going. More and more new people I'm seeing also. Make sure, if you are new, to hit that subscribe button. And if you would please, forgive me, there's probably going to be a lot of times where I just look at my phone and see what's happening because I'm getting Twitter notifications because this day has already started off really, really crazy. Seamus is checking in from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Sebastian is in Whitsett, North Carolina. Devon Duff is in Virginia. Texas Sniper is watching from Dallas. Let's Go Ravens is in Virginia. We got somebody in London, Ontario. Flix YT, let me know. What's the temperature like in London, Ontario? I've got a feeling it's probably a little bit colder than it is here in Dallas, Texas. Fatal Massacre, I'm watching from Northern California. My guy, so glad to see you. Jude Hoff is in Antigua. Suka is in Richmond, Virginia. Devon Duff, but I am from Massachusetts, he says. Dave Johnson's in Baltimore, Maryland. Moggs is in Baltimore, Maryland. And I got a lot of the Ravens fans wanting to go get Quinnen Williams. Yep, more about the Jets Sauce Gardner trade, Gage is telling me. They did get a wide receiver. The Jets did, or? Okay. Package deal for Sauce Gardner's 2 first-round picks. We're going to pull up that trade. It is actually right here. It's been a busy day so far, and it did not take long for us to get an oh wow moment right at the beginning of the NFL trade deadline. The Indianapolis Colts are getting Sauce Gardner, but it's costing them an arm and a leg in the realm of a 2026 first-round pick and a 2027 first-round pick and another wide receiver, which, Gage, I think if you're a Packers fan and you're watching today's show, this should give you a ton of, I think excitement because you look back to the Micah Parsons trade, what that cost you at the time was 1 first-rounder and Kenny Clark. And here you got the Indianapolis Colts. They received Sauce Gardner, who's a hell of a football player, but he's no Micah Parsons. And they gave up 2 first-rounders and Adonai Mitchell. Crazy day. Gage, how do you feel about Sauce leaving the Big Apple?
I feel like it was a big shock for Jet fans everywhere because his name was not even mentioned on many of the boards.
Yeah,
it came out of nowhere.
Yeah, because we all knew that the Jets were going to be sellers. We knew that there was a lot of people that were on the Jets roster that other teams were interested in. Ravens fans, we've talked about Quinnen Williams a lot. Hell, even Packers fans, we've talked about Quinnen Williams here or there. The thing about Quinnen Williams, though, is you're not getting in the door without at least a first-round pick plus a probable player.
But I will say, though, for the Jets, I'm very curious to see what they do with these next 2 first-rounders because they'll have 4 first-round picks in the next 2 years.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And think about what they did when they traded away Jamal Adams. Guess who they got in return for him?
Who?
Sauce Gardner and Breece Hall with their first-round picks. So
who there might be on the trade block as well. As you know, Sauce Gardner's gone. Breece Hall might be gone by the end of the day over the next 2 hours and 54 minutes.
So, seeing how the Jets have been able to finesse it with the first big trade of today, I'm curious to see how the rest of it will go.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how it all fares out for the New York Jets. As we know, they're going to be sellers. The New Orleans Saints, who's already made a trade, they're likely to be sellers as well. They sent Shaheed to the Seattle Seahawks. Still have yet to find out what they got in return. Actually, we are just getting updated. It is a 4th and a 5th round pick in 2026 for Shaheed. So there's the full details on that trade. Gage, are you a little surprised that the Seahawks went wide receiver in this trade?
That has blown my mind because that is the least of their concerns, I say, because we talked about this before we just went live, that they already have JSN, and the receivers don't seem to be much of a problem because besides JSN, I know Cooper Kupp is out. The other rookies have been doing great as well. I mean, you saw what they did on Sunday Night Football against the Commanders.
Dude, I mean, adding Shaheed to that receiver room, I think if you already did not believe the Seattle Seahawks were going to be serious players. Also, it's updated if you want to push that across.
Yep.
If you did not believe that Seattle Seahawks were serious contenders this year to make a deep run in the playoffs, possibly even make it to the Super Bowl, man, you got to believe that now. Obviously, I know that makes us Ravens fans, or the Ravens fans in the chat, I know that makes you sick hearing that because, of course, one Mr. Mike McDonald, who used to be your defensive coordinator, who we all wanted to be the head coach just a couple of years ago, is absolutely dominating things in Seattle. But at the same time, I think you can be happy for him. I think you can be excited. They're watching us from Fayette, Iowa, Waco, Texas, Boulder, Colorado, San Antonio, Texas. We're getting a lot of Olas in the chat as well. Uruguay is tuned in. Mexico is tuned in. We got a ton of people from all across the country. Will your team make a trade today? Taiwan is in Macon, Georgia. Hey, Taiwan, where exactly is Macon, Georgia? Remind me. I got married in Atlanta. My wife's from Roswell. I feel like Macon's pretty close to there. Remind me. We got Kalispell, Montana. Was in Kalispell this summer. St. Louis is checking in. Bismarck, North Dakota. Florence, Arizona. Bryce Howard checking in from Illinois. Will your team make a trade today? Let me know in the comment section down below by giving me a Y for yes or an N for no, as Royal Fitted is checking in from Texas. We are checking in from Texas as well. Let me know, do you think your team is going to make a trade? As more people from Wisconsin, Atlantic City. AEW Top Guy thinks the Ravens are going to make a trade. iDubbbz think the Ravens is going to make the trade. Fatal Massacre thinks that the Packers are going to make a trade. Jay Nizzle say, my goodness, if EDC doesn't go get Quinnen Williams, that's general manager malpractice. Jay, I want to talk about that for just a second because I think Quinnen Williams for Baltimore would be an absolute perfect addition. I think that's exactly what that team needs at this current moment. And guess what? It's going to cost you a first and something else. But guess what? I frankly don't care one bit. Okay? Quinnen Williams could be the difference in this team barely making the playoffs and winning this division. Okay? He's that big of an impact. And this season, funny enough, through 8 games, he's got 32 tackles, 7 tackles for loss, a sack, 3 forced fumbles, and it's looked at as kind of a down year, even though he's trending for over 60 tackles this season. This dude is an absolute baller, okay? And I think he'd be perfect for this Ravens defensive line. And look, you got a lot of draft picks. That's the thing. You have a lot of cap space. Not only could you pay for what would cost to trade for him, but you also would be able to pay him once you get him in the building. And you got a lot of ways to, move things around, make some more money. All right? Gage, can you mind changing that to 11 draft picks and $14 million, if you don't mind? And that's 4/5, yes, so 4. And so, I don't know. I feel like the Baltimore Ravens sit in a pretty good spot. I would not be surprised if they are not done at all because, I know they made a move last night getting Dre'Mont Jones, but they've just got so many more holes. It was, but remember, they traded for Dre'Mont Jones last night, so that's going to knock it down. Oh, you're right. Great. Keep it at 15. Good call. Flicks says, married? I thought Cut was 20. It's the baby face. It's the baby face. I'm young. I will tell you that much. I mean, I'm 25, so it's not like I'm that much older than 20. But I did get married young. But that's just because, you know what? I found who I wanted to marry. So I was like, sweet, let's just run it right now. That's where the Ravens sit. 11 draft picks, $2 million cleared up in cap space from trading away Jaire Alexander to the Philadelphia Eagles. That brings them to $15 total in cap space right now to go out and pay some other players if they want to trade for them. We got a couple of super chats rolling in from the Packers report. The Packers side of things, they're getting their super chats in. We're going to get those up on screen. Starting off with the Cheese Master. That's okay. That one's from Sunday's game against Carolina. Unfortunately, bad game for Green Bay. Cheese Master said, just got in. Who do you think the Packers should trade for, and what do you think we lack? And what is your option on our kicker situation? Great questions, Cheese Master. I'm going to answer those one by one. Who should they trade for? If they do make a trade, I wouldn't mind seeing them trade for interior defensive line. Okay, I think Calais Campbell's there. I think it'd be a cheap option. I think Sebastian Joseph Day is there. I think he could be a cheap option as well. Like, you don't need any standout interior defensive lineman. You just need a guy that's going to give you a lot of depth. I would also say the cornerback position because, look, I think that's an area of need as well. But the thing about the cornerback position is Asante Samuel Jr., it just got announced yesterday that he's cleared to play. And the Packers are very, very, very interested in one Asante Samuel Jr. And so I don't think you need to trade for a cornerback right now because I think you'd be able to get one in free agency in just a couple of weeks. If you do trade for a cornerback, I think Alontae Taylor is a name to watch out for, maybe Cam Taylor-Britt. And what is your option on our kicker situation as you look at Alontae Taylor's stats real quickly? I think for kicker, you trot out Brandon McManus maybe one more week, okay? Maybe. Depending on how this week goes with him in rehab, because Matt LaFleur just said yesterday, look, he's dealing with some health things. But he's lost you a couple games, or I guess one game. You know, if he makes a kick there, that's a totally different ball game. And I know you got Lucas Haversick waiting in the wings, who came in here and was absolutely nails in the two games that he played. Okay, so I think, honestly, I would give a guy like Brandon McManus one more week to settle down, heal up, and then I would bring back Lucas Haversick for the next week or two. We got a $10 super chat from White21 Sav. Check it in. Just wanting to send in a donation. We appreciate you, sir. Thank you so much for sending in that $10 super chat. We do have a super chat menu for both of these channels, both of these streams. If you want to show some love for your team, a $5, we'll do a Go Pack Go chant. $5 for the Packers. $5 from the Ravens side. We'll do an RAVENS Ravens chant. Prove to me you want your team represented. We already got a 5 from our Packers side, so we're going to go with da-da, da-da-da-da, go, Pack, go, da-da, da-da-da-da, go, Pack, go. See if the Ravens side's going to respond with a 5 of their own. We'll get a Ravens chant and $20 sent in today. You get to join the Hall of Fame clubs of each respective teams. For the Baltimore Ravens, you get to be on the Hall of Fame helmet. If you don't mind, if you've got the Hall of Fame helmet for Ravens and the bike helmet for the Packers, yeah. Bike helmet's in the box. Hall of Fame helmet for the Ravens is just going to be somewhere up in Studio B. And so if you don't mind doing that. And then if we get to $200 total today between the two channels, me and Gage will be up here. We will do a boot race. If you don't know what a boot is, it is 36 ounces of liquid. We're going to race each other to see which one can get it down first. We'll throw some happy dads in there, obviously, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Right now, we're chipping away, and also right now, our Packers report is leading in the Super Chat battle between those two channels. Up 15-0. We will see if the Ravens respond. We got an update from Tyrese Joseph saying the Ravens just traded Rashad Bateman. I don't know if Tyrese is just trying to troll me right now, but it kind of feels like he is because I have not gotten that. I've not gotten that update yet. Okay, and Yeah, I think he's just trying to troll me. Name a player that your team should trade for. If you could change that to your team. Name a player your team should trade for. White 21 Sav coming to another one. We'll get that later, Gage. Shout out to him. He is going crazy today. Shout out. Packers report up to 20. So name a player you think your team should trade for. And we'll get to the comment section down below. We got 153 people watching us. Tyrese said I'm trolling. Tyrese, you can't do that to me, man. My heart dropped when you said that. Now, when you do talk about trading away Rashad Bateman, I would not be that upset by it if I'm being 100% honest. So far this season, Rashad Bateman, his attitude has not been great. His production has not been great. He's giving up on routes. I'm not the biggest fan of Rashad Bateman so far in the seasons of 2025. Okay, so if they decide to trade Rashad and saw if they could get something big for him or maybe even package him, to trade to the Jets for Quinnen Williams or to the Titans for Jeffrey Simmons, I would put a two Rashad Bateman together and go try to get Jeffrey Simmons or Quinnen Williams. Now, that might be crazy. Name a team or a player your team should trade for. Christian Colbus. What's going on, Christian? Joe Tyrant to the Bears. He just said Packers should trade for Calais Campbell. Fats just said, can we trade our coach? Biggie P wants Quinnen Williams to the Ravens, please. Okay. So Joe Tyrant did just get traded to the Chicago Bears. That trade is official. We'll get it up on here in just a second. James Green coming in the one. James, when Gage gets back, we will put you up on screen, my friend. Flick says, do you think there's a chance we make a wild trade like Warden and Njoku and give up good capital or Doubs or Wicks? I would have said, Flicks, before the Tucker Kraft injury, I would have said that there is a chance that the Green Bay Packers do give up a player like Doubs or Wicks, but with what's going on with Matthew Golden, obviously with Tucker Kraft at the out for the rest of the season, to me it just doesn't make sense you trade away one of your weapons, okay? Unless somebody was just like, cool, we'll give you a third or a fourth and a fifth for Romeo Doubs, then maybe I think that they would listen. Runzel says, true that. I'm not convinced Bateman is the wideout we need. Yeah, Runzel, I just like, I liked him a lot. I was really excited about him going into this season. I thought he was going to have a breakout year. I mean, he caught for almost 800 yards last season. And it was all that, I had so much excitement, and then it's just kind of fallen flat, unfortunately. Antonio wants the Ravens to trade for Jahmyr Gibbs. Ryan says, trade Green Bay special teams coach. Charlie Rock says, what's up, bro? Listening while driving my semi. Let's go, Charlie. Hey, safe driving, please. We don't want we don't want anything crazy to happen, but happy you're tuning in with us. Do the Steelers get a wide receiver, says Seamus? Yeah, I do believe the Steelers are going to get a wide receiver today. A name to watch out for is Deebo Samuel to Pittsburgh. Okay, that one I would not be surprised at all. GMFJ says Andrews to the Packers. I want to ask the Ravens fans, should the Ravens and the Packers fans, should the Ravens trade Mark Andrews to Green Bay? Let me know down below in the comment section. Developing news from Jordan Schultz. The Ravens are serious contenders for Quinnen Williams. Let me check that. And if that's true, I'm going to have Gage. Build that social if it is true. Thank you so much, my friend. Apparently, from Jordan Schultz, the Packers are Ravens are serious contenders for Quinnen Williams. Before you sit down, you mind getting a black Sharpie and a silver Sharpie. Thank you. Silver should be on your desk. Black's on mine. Okay, I'm pulling up Jordan Schultz. Right now, I'm not seeing anything on Jordan Schultz with Quinnen Williams. Yeah, no worries. Texas Sniper says we should keep Mark Andrews. Chewin says trade Mark to get an offensive guard. Skylar Coley says yes. What's Andrew's stats, says Chance? He's had a pretty decent season. 20 receptions, around 200 yards, a couple of touchdowns as well. Actually, I don't even know if he's gotten to 200 yards. Great. We'll pull that up in a minute from Gage. Yeah, 230 yards, 26 receptions, 4 touchdowns. So he's had a fine year. It's nothing like crazy. Christian says he wants Mark Andrews to the Pack. I do think, I don't know how likely that is to happen. If it would happen, I mean, that would be pretty electric for both teams. But we will wait and see to see what happens. And I doubt, if I had to guess right now, I would not say that the Ravens trade Mark Andrews away. But who knows? Maybe the Packers really, really want to subsequent the loss of Tucker Kraft. I just feel like there's more tight ends you could trade less for to get him on your team. Ravens King says, I want Quinnen Williams. Come on, ADC, make it happen. If I had to choose my dream trade for Baltimore, it would be Quinnen Williams. That is my dream trade for the Ravens. Jeffrey Simmons is close second. I just don't really know how realistic that is. That doesn't seem like it'd be too realistic at all whatsoever. No worries. We got a couple of super chats to get to, Gage. While you were gone, we had one more from White21 Sav. Let's see here. I think they might need to get Mark Andrews. I just don't think Luke Musgrave has in him. What do you think? I think Luke Musgrave would be fine. But the thing is, you got to think of the fact that Tucker Kraft not only was your best tight end, he was like your best pass catcher. So you're going to need something to make up that production. I don't know. Michael Mayer has been on the rumor mill so far for the Green Bay Packers. I don't think Mark Andrews to Green Bay is something that ends up happening. We got a couple of super chats from the Ravens side as well, Gage. 21 Sav, you are 5 away, my friend, from joining the biker gang, from joining our Helmet Hall of Fame club right here on the Green Bay Packers Report. Name on the sticker, shout-outs every live show as well. James Green came in with a couple of ones. This one starting off, he had another one as well. Both of them didn't have a message, so I'll just thank you, my friend James Green, for sending those in. Tyrese Joseph says, Bateman wants to model, not play football. I mean, by the way, he is pulling up on his routes. I don't think that's that ridiculous of a statement. The effort that Rashad Bateman has shown me so far in 2025 is not worth $12 million. And that's what you paid for him over the offseason. That is what you extended him to over the offseason. And so I don't know. I get exactly what you're saying, my friend. I really do. So thank you, Tyrese, for that super chat. Hey, Gage, do you mind creating a weigh-in? If you want your team to make a trade today, hit that thumbs up button and like today's video. We got over 200 people, 200 Ravens fans watching. We got 150 Packers fans watching. That means we got almost 400 people watching together. Right now, we are at a little bit over 50 likes combined. That's not good enough, okay? If you want your team to make a trade, if you're happy that we're going live for the NFL trade deadline, hit that thumbs up button, like today's video. I need Ravens fans to get us to 100 likes, at least to 70. And I need Packers fans, I need us to get to 50, okay? So why don't you guys hit that thumbs up button, like today's video. And if you want your team to make a trade, that might be the best way to make it happen, okay? Hit that thumbs up button, like today's video, and let's get those like numbers up. It's free to do so, helps us out a ton, gets more fans in this chat as well because it tells the YouTube algorithm, look, this person is liking this content, so it's going to push it out to more and more and more people. Do we have another trade? The Bears one? Yep. Trade alert. The Cleveland Browns traded, or did the Browns trade Joe to the Bears? It is Browns. The Bears traded for Browns edge rusher Joe Tryon-Shoyinka. So there we go. Another trade happening among the AFC North. This time, the Browns getting rid of somebody. Let's keep going. Keep hitting that thumbs up button. Those numbers are going up. We need 31 more likes, Ravens fans. We need 5 more likes, Packers fans. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Come on, come on. We're going to get to Chris Rock, or not Chris Rock, Charlie Rock's $2 super chat. How do you feel about Sauce to the Colts? That's what he asks. Well, Charlie, I was surprised, first off. Very, very shocked. I don't think anybody saw that coming. I don't think really anybody had, Sauce Gardner in their mouth as a trade option. And if we can get that trade up, Gage, if you have the time, thank you. I don't think really anybody saw Sauce Gardner as a legitimate option to be traded away. And yet this kind of came out of nowhere. Colts get Sauce Gardner. Jets get a 2026 and 2027 first-round pick as well as Adonai Mitchell. I think the Jets win that trade, okay? Sauce Gardner is a good player, but is he worth 2 firsts and a young wide receiver? Frankly, I don't think so, okay? Look, both of these teams, the Ravens and the Packers, both could use some cornerback help. If they gave up 2 first-round picks and a young wide receiver for Sauce Gardner, I'd be sitting here and telling you, look, that upsets me. I don't like that trade. That's not a good trade. So it does feel like the Colts got fleeced there, just like Duck is saying. But, hey, it was a big one. I did not really see it coming. So shout out to the Jets for stealing those away from the Indianapolis Colts. 2 first-round picks and Adonai Mitchell as well, who is a really good player. Okay, who is a really, really good player. White Sav, let's go. He is our first member of today's show to be in the Helmet Hall of Fame. Mike Witt coming in with a 5 as well. We'll get both those super chats up. Packers Report is crushing it on the super chat battle. Bang, Xander with another one. We'll get to that one in just a second. But I got to add a White 21 Sav to our Hall of Fame helmet. White 21 Sav. Boom. White 21 Sav right up there. Up there. There we go. Boom. There we are. White 21 Sav. Welcome to the Helmet Hall of Fame. Getting to join the biker gang. Ravens fans, if you want to join our Helmet Hall of Fame club, it would be $20 total on today's stream. Get your name on this Ravens helmet. Already filling up very, very nicely. But White 21 Sav says, we need a DB. I think they should lock in with Reek Woolen. What do you think? Yeah, I'm interested to see what Reek Woolen would cost. Gage, do we have Will Ortner out there in the bullpen? Do you mind just going to check and getting him in here for half a second? If he's busy helping with a cut, then leave him be. But if he's sitting around waiting for something to do, if you don't mind getting him back here, Reek Woolen I think would be interesting. Yeah, thank you so much. I think Reek Woolen would be an interesting addition to the Green Bay Packers because he's a guy who I feel like is playing pretty good football right now, and he also would get Nate Hobbs back to his original spot at slot cornerback, which I think we all know that is where Nate Hobbs is far better than being an outside corner, okay? Reek Woolen has his ups, he has his downs. The last game he played in was Week 7 against the Houston Texans, where he probably had his best game of the day so far. Okay, great, no worries then. And so I think that, if Green Bay, I wouldn't trade anything higher than a 5th. A 5th rounder is the absolute highest I would go for one Reek Woolen. But it's an interesting thing to talk about. It's an interesting topic of discussion as well. Logan sent in a $20 super chat. Logan, we'll get to you in a second. Got a couple other super chats to get to, but thank you so much for that donation. You're going to go on our Biker Gang helmet as well. Our next super chat coming in from Mike Witt. He says, trade a 4th to the Raiders for Michael Mayer, please, Goody, or a 3rd of the Jets for Quinnen Williams. So, Michael Mayer, I don't think would cost as much as a 4th. And I don't think I would trade more than a 4th for Michael Mayer. I think I'd trade a 5th for Michael Mayer. And Quinnen Williams, unfortunately, is going to cost more than a 3rd rounder. Let me slack Mitchell Renz, our Raiders insider here. How much would a Mayer trade cost? You don't need to. He's got to worry about getting live. You're fine. So, yeah, Jets, they're not even going to listen to anything unless it's a 1st rounder and a player. So, you're not going to get a Quinnen Williams for a 3rd rounder, Mike. But I wish that would be an awesome world if we lived into it. Real quick, before we get into our next super chat, I did get a question from ATL Ghostface. Joey, quick question. You think the Ravens should claim Reek Woolen or Asante Samuel? So Reek Woolen, they can't claim him because he's still on a team. They'd have to trade for him. But Asante Samuel Jr., I think, would be interesting for both of these teams. I do know the Packers, for a fact, are very, very interested. Xander the Great sent it in. Thought about Seahawks trading for Saints wide receiver. Yeah, so that was kind of a surprising trade, in my opinion. Did not necessarily see that one coming because I thought the Seahawks were already in a really good spot at the wide receiver position, but they gave up a 4th and a 5th rounder for Rashid Shaheed. And Shaheed, I'm excited to see how he plays in an offense with competent quarterback play and other really good wide receivers. Okay, he spent his entire career in New Orleans having to catch passes from guys like Jake Hayner and Spencer Rattler and Derek Carr. And now he goes to Seattle with an offense like the Seahawks have, with JSN, with Sam Darnold. They are absolutely dealing right now. And if you don't think the Seahawks are a top 5 team in the NFL this year, I personally think you are wrong. So I'm excited to see and interested to see what Rashid Shaheed will be like going into Seattle. I think it's going to be an interesting addition to that offense. Logan coming in with a $20 super chat saying, "Go Pack Go." Hey, we did miss a 5 earlier that we got to give a Go Pack Go chant to. 2 we got to catch up on. Okay, let's do 2 back-to-back. Reminder, for $5, we will do your team's chant. So if you want the RAVENS Ravens chant, $5. If you want to Go Pack Go chant, $5 as well. Da-da, da-da-da-da. Go Pack Go. Da-da, da-da-da-da. Go Pack Go. Okay, Logan, I got to put you on the Hall of Fame helmet, my friend. Oh, almost used the black Sharpie, and that is not what we need to use. Okay, Logan. Boom. Easy come, easy go. Logan, there you are, my friend, right on the top. We almost have the surrounding layer to this helmet. We got a lot of people in here. I think we're almost at, let's see, what are we at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. One more person until they are our 20th member. Royal Fitted coming in with a $2 super chat. What if the Packers pick up Henderson or Crosby on the defensive line? No need to. I know the Packers did not get a lot of pressure on Bryce Young on Sunday, but they still have Rashawn Gary. They still have Micah Parsons. They've still got a really, really good defensive line. So, edge rushers especially, and they need a little more help on the interior. But, I don't think that they're going to trade for Hendrickson or Crosby, especially not Crosby. That's going to cost you just about an arm and a leg. Devon Duff says, do you think we could get Shelby Harris from the Browns or no? Interesting question from Devon Duff. I do think so. Now, for the Ravens, intra-division trades are very, very hard to get done, but they happen every now and then. So they're not impossible, especially for players like, defensive tackle. That's not that big of a deal. I do think the Browns are going to be sellers today. I don't think they're going to be like ridiculously big-time sellers, but, I do think that is going to be something that could be that you need to keep your eye on coming up with the Browns and the assets that they have. Another interesting name to listen to for Packers fans is David Njoku from the Cleveland Browns to the Packers. If you have a question, okay, use #deadline to ask myself and Gage about anything you want to know. If you want to get on the show, Super Chats guarantee you get on the show. If you use #deadline, we are going to be able to answer those questions on today's show. We're going to be able to bring them up on screen. And so, sure. Here's David Njoku's bio. 27 catches, 260 yards, 2 touchdowns so far. David Njoku is an interesting trade fit for Green Bay because, if you could get him for a late day 3 pick, that'd be awesome. That would be exciting. I just don't know how realistic that is and if the Cleveland Browns are truly going to want to move on from him or not, or if they see him in their future plans. Now, they do have Harold Fannin Jr., a young tight end, a really good tight end, so they might feel, you know what, we're good at the tight end spot right now, but maybe they like David Njoku and a guy like Harold Fannin Jr. being on the same team and kind of seeing how that rolls out, them helping each other. We are going to get to your questions in a second. Gage is going to pull them up. I like Moggs' question, Gage. Let's go ahead and start there, if you don't mind. Because that's, something we could talk about for each of those teams. Trades are already rolling in. They started hot. They've slowed down over the last 30 minutes or so. They started off really hot. Some surprising ones as well. We got this one from Moggs. #deadline Andrews for Enagbare. You think about it from both teams' perspectives. The Packers could use some tight end help, and the Ravens could use some defensive line help. Now, I will admit this to you, Moggs. Since the Ravens signed Dre'Mont Jones, or traded for Dre'Mont Jones last night, I don't think that Baltimore makes any move for the edge rusher. I just don't think that makes a ton of sense for me after signing one. I do think if Baltimore does make a move today, it's going to be for an interior offensive lineman or an interior defensive lineman. So look out for defensive tackles and look out for offensive guards, because I think we all know, we all recognize, and we all agree that is the biggest kind of sticking point for this Ravens team, the biggest holes in each of their rosters. Gage, let's go back and forth between fan bases here for these questions, if you don't mind. 300 people watching on Ravens. We got 154 watching on Packers. We're 8 likes away, Ravens fans, from getting to 100 likes. If you haven't yet, hit that thumbs up button. We got Z. Lenny Man. Do you honestly think the Packers will make a trade before the deadline? I'm concerned right now, not sure what to think. I think that I would not be surprised anyway. Okay? There's a world in which the Packers add at the cornerback position or the defensive line or the tight end. I don't think there's a world where they add in 2 of those places. I think they're just going to add in 1. I would be shocked if the Packers made multiple trades today. But also, I would not be surprised one bit if they just stood pat. If they just kind of stayed where they were. If they said, look, we know the loss to Carolina on Sunday was a bad one, but we feel like we're a good football team. So we're just going to stick where we are right now. We like the guys that we've got, and you know what? We'll just go on from there. AEW Top Guy, #deadline. What offensive linemen are out there for the Ravens? 2 really pique my interest. Obviously, Kevin Zeitler really does. Here's a couple of offensive line trade targets. Evan Neal, the offensive lineman for the Giants. There was some reports coming up earlier today that Evan Neal was looking to be moved by New York. That's a guy to keep an eye on. He's can play tackle. He can play guard. Jackson Powers-Johnson for the Raiders, I think, is another guy to keep an eye on. But I would think my biggest one is still Kevin Zeitler. Obviously, there's the familiarity for having been in Baltimore before. But the thing is you need help on the offensive line. He's not going to cost you that much to trade for, and he's not going to cost you that much to pay either. So Kevin Zeitler, in my opinion, kind of seems like a slam dunk for Baltimore if they want to make a deal. One more question, then we'll give an update on our Super Chat battle. Packer fan for life. Do you think we are going to sign Asante Samuel Jr.? I know for a fact that the Green Bay Packers are interested. Gage, do we have that social built that the Packers are interested in Asante Samuel Jr.? If it's on social, actually it might be in photo. So I do know for a fact that Green Bay is interested in Asante Samuel Jr. They called on him in October before he even had the CAT scan, and then he had the CAT scan in October. He was cleared to play just a couple of days ago, and so I think it's easy to believe that the Green Bay Packers are going to be interested, that the Green Bay Packers are going to get him in for a visit to Baltimore, to Green Bay, to kind of make sure to see how he fits with the team, see how he's looking, coming off such a big injury. That's the reason he hasn't been signed so far in free agency, is because his injury seemed a lot more serious than it originally was anticipated to be. But yes, I do think there's a chance you sign Asante Samuel Jr. if you are a Packers fan. Let's get to our Super Chat update, our Super Chat battle, Gage. We got 4 on the Ravens, and the Green Bay Packers fans are absolutely crushing right now. It is 56-4. Yep. It is 56-4 right now. Who is going to win today? Right now, the Packers are taking the massive lead. We had a couple Super Chats come in for the Ravens fans, but they are down 52 to the Green Bay Packers. Packers fans coming out with a vengeance. Let's see if the Ravens fans are going to respond. They got 320 people watching, double the amount that are in the Packers live stream. But just keeping you guys updated with our Super Chat battle. If you want us to give your team chant, $5. If you want to join the Hall of Fame helmets, we got the helmet stickers on here for the Ravens. We got the biker gang on here for the Packers. $20 gets you in there. $200 total. Gage and myself will do a boot race at the end of today's stream. Okay? That would be exciting. Gage and I have yet to do a boot race. If you don't know what a boot is, it's a massive glass thing that has 36 ounces of liquid. We're going to see who's going to be able to drink that the quickest. We got a $5 from Mike Witt. Gage, what's Mike up to today? And since we got a 5, we got to go da-da, da-da-da-da, go, Pack, go. What is Mike up to today, Gage? I feel like he's up to, he's got to be at least, he's going to be at $10. Okay, Mike Witt is halfway there to joining the biker gang for the Packers Report. Todd McMuffins in Ravens saying, hi. What's going on, Todd? Good to see you. Glad you're in here hanging out with us. Oh, we got a 5 from Daniel Miles. Let's go, Daniel. Coming in clutch. We got a couple super chats we're going to get to in just a second. Ravens fans, they're not bowing down. They're not giving up. They're making this thing interesting. Starting off with Mike Witt. Any defensive tackles that we could go after? Our run D made Rico look like prime Walter Payton. Yeah, Rico Dowdle did look really good on Sunday. Had one of his best games of the year. I would say it's your worst game, Packers fans, in your run defense. And so that wasn't really interesting. It wasn't very fun to see. Do we have a list 10 of Packers or of DT trade targets, Gage? Yeah. We had one for offensive line, so I'd be shocked if we didn't have one for defensive line. Great. Let's look at that. Okay, we're going to get that up here, Mike Witt. You can get some names to some faces and some people that we can you can at least look at to keep an eye out on. Those are edges. Do we have interior? That looked good, that last one. Arden Key. Oh, there we go. Sweet. Sweet. No worries. So here are the trade candidates for defensive tackle. Quinnen Williams, obviously, he's going to cost you a lot. T'Vondre Sweat, I think, is an interesting option with the Tennessee Titans. I think he's got a lot of upside. He's a young guy. Mozzie Smith, I don't want to pay any kind of attention to him. Shelby Harris, I think would be an interesting depth piece, a guy you can kind of plug and play who'd be able to give you a lot of good minutes. Devon Godshaw, I'd be a little bit interested, but if it's anything, too much, I don't think I'd be very, very happy with that. And then McKinley Jackson from the Cincinnati Bengals as well. Thanks for the question, Mike. Appreciate you, my friend. Up next on the Ravens side of things, we got a $5 super chat from Daniel Miles. Pounds, $5 or £5 super chat. Keep the content coming, Joey. I'm from the UK. Love the Ravens. Watch every single day. Your updates are second to none. Daniel, I appreciate you, my friend. It's been a lot of fun. We have had a ton of juice so far over the last couple of weeks, and so it's been a lot of fun, man. I've really, really, really enjoyed it. So thank you, Daniel. That means a lot. Truly does. I love that. Not only do we reach people in the U.S., not only do we reach people in the state of Maryland, but we reach people all the way across the pond in other countries. And I appreciate you for sending that 5 as well. And that earns Ravens fans an R-A-V-E-N-S Ravens. First one of the day. Hey, make sure you don't miss a moment, okay? Engage after this. Let's go ahead and run through the trades, kind of reset the news. Make sure you don't miss a moment. Whenever your team makes a move, we've got you covered right here. Not only do we go live for special things like this, free agency, the draft, we also go live every single game day, daily videos, sometimes twice a day. This is the best place for news at the drop of a hat. I'm going to be here. Gage is going to be here. We're going to be here every single day, so make sure you subscribe and join all the people that have already joined us right here on the channel.
Do you want to start with the trade from last night?
Yeah, let's start with the trade from last night. Okay. Baltimore, Tennessee made a trade late last night. I was on a walk with my wife and my dog, and I got the Slack message, so obviously had to run back to the apartment and make sure that I got a cutout for the Baltimore Ravens. So, Dre'Mont Jones, that's who the Ravens got. The 26 conditional 5th-round pick. Gage, let's show what that condition is for that 5th-round pick, because this is one that's pretty interesting. It's not just one condition on that. It is 2 conditions on that 5th-round pick that was given to the Tennessee Titans. So, basically, if the Ravens make the playoffs and Dre'Mont Jones has 2 sacks for the rest of the regular season, then that turns into a 4th. So I feel like most likely right now that's going to be a 4th-round pick. That's a little high for Dre'Mont Jones, in my opinion, a 4th-rounder, but also in the same breath, like Ravens fans, you needed edge rusher. You needed it pretty bad. So I hope it turns into a 4th, because if it doesn't, then he doesn't have 2 sacks for the rest of the year, or you just don't make the playoffs. So it's one of those situations where I am praying that it turns into a 4th. Dallas, Cincy, early this morning, around 6:30 a.m. Cowboys receive Logan Wilson. Bengals receive a 2026 7th-round pick. Now, I will say, from watching that Cowboys game last night, Monday Night Football, they lost to the Arizona Cardinals. It's obvious the Cowboys need way more than just one player to help that defense and to help that team. But I will say with that, Logan Wilson, for a 7th-rounder, not bad at all from Dallas. Okay, so it's not going to change much for this team, for their team, and for the season, but you didn't have to cost much. It didn't cost much at all. The Jacksonville Jaguars, they got Jacoby Myers. Raiders got a 4th and a 6th-round pick. This was the first big trade of today. Gage, what were your initial thoughts when you saw a 4th and a 6th-rounder for Jacoby Myers?
I thought it was kind of a low ball in a sense. I mean, I know he's a very solid player, but I was kind of surprised that the Raiders accepted 2 picks in that realm. I was expecting to see a 3rd-rounder and a 4th-rounder. I was expecting to see not a 4th and 6th.
Yeah.
What about you?
Well, my original thought was Packers fans, Romeo Doubs seems like he's safe. We have gotten the report. We got the report earlier this week that the Jaguars have called for Romeo Doubs not 1 time, not 2 times, but 3 times. And after the Tucker Kraft injury, I think you figured you probably weren't going to deal him. As we get another tweet. Okay, sorry. Jeff Zrayback, Ravens fans, giving us a little update. I'll read you what it is for a second. But you're not going to give away Romeo Doubs now, because they got their guy, and of course, you had the Tucker Kraft injury as well. The biggest trade of the day by far, the Colts trading for Sauce Gardner, and the Jets receiving a 2026 and 2027 first-round pick, and Adonai Mitchell. So you give up 2 first-rounders, a young, really talented wide receiver, and in return, you get Sauce Gardner, who's coming in with a very big contract. Gage, I felt like the Colts 100% lost this trade. How do you feel?
I feel the same way. It's been very rare times that the Jets have fleeced trades in years past. I think this is one of their biggest fleeces in recent memory.
Yeah.
I mean, not just 1 first-rounder, but 2 first-rounders and a young wide receiver to help take care of this situation with Garrett Wilson being out right now. I mean, that's like a massive win-win-win for the Jets. Yeah, you lose a talent in Sauce Gardner, but think about it. They got Sauce Gardner because of the Jamal Adams trade with the Seahawks. So, I mean, it just goes to show what this team could do with these 2 first-round picks. So we got 4 first-rounders in the next 2 years. Curious to see what the Jets do with it.
Yeah. Interesting. The funny thing is like, when you think about what the Jets could do with it, you hope in your mind, hey, maybe they get a stud running back. Maybe they get a stud cornerback. And it's like, well, you had those, with Breece Hall and Sauce Gardner. But if you get 2 first-rounders and a young wide receiver for Sauce Gardner, I would do that without blinking. And it, throws me back all the way back to the Packers trade for Micah Parsons. Think about that trade now, in hindsight. After this one, the Packers gave up Kenny Clark in a first for Micah Parsons, who is a better player than Sauce Gardner. He's a better player than Sauce Gardner. They're the same age. In fact, Micah might even be younger. Okay, and the Jets got 2 firsts and a young wide receiver.
And on top of that, now it makes you wonder, what will the Jets' asking price be for Quinnen Williams? Because remember, they were asking for quite a bit earlier on, but now with getting this boatload of stuff, of picks from the Colts, do you think that their asking price will be lowered, or do you think it'll go up a little bit?
Sorry, say that again.
About the Quinnen Williams. I know that they had a pretty high ask for him.
They
but
did.
Do you think that'll be lowered now that they got this bundle from the
I
Colts?
don't think so, because they know with Quinnen Williams, they'll be able to get something pretty big for him. They know they're going to be able to get a first. Hell, I'd give up a first for Quinnen Williams. Obviously, the Packers can't, the Ravens can, and if I'm Baltimore, I'd give up a first for Quinnen Williams, because you got to think about it. You're going to be picking in the 20s, late teens, with given how you've started the season at 3-5. Are you going to find Quinnen Williams in this next year's draft? No, probably not. Okay. The trades have not stopped, though, because the Seahawks got Rashid Shaheed for a 2026 fourth and a 2026 fifth-round pick. I think it's a great move from the Saints, okay? But I also think it's a great move for the Seahawks. It's one of those, I feel like this is just kind of a win-win for both teams because it fits their purposes. The Seahawks right now, they believe that they are legitimate Super Bowl contenders in the year of 2025. And I believe they are as well. Well, they just got a great deep threat wide receiver to add to JSN. Sam Darnold's absolutely slinging the rock. And for the New Orleans Saints, they know the next couple of years are going to be rebuilding years. So they get a fourth, they get a fifth, they add to their draft capital for this next year. It's going to be a big draft for New Orleans. And probably a draft, let's be real, Gage, they'll be picking the first 3 picks up.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, this is great for the Saints to try to get a rebuild really going here. I mean, we know that Chris Olave was on the trade block for a while. He was talked about, but seeing Rashid Shaheed be the one that goes first today instead of Chris Olave and some of the other big names like Alvin Kamara, that kind of threw me for a loop. Yeah. And on top of that, the Seahawks kind of remind me of they're kind of like all in this season. Like they came into the NFL this season as not sure what to expect. I mean, they came off of Sam Darnold, who had a great season last year with the Vikings, to now even improving himself more this year with the Seahawks. Adding this extra weapon for him, I think, will make him a very, very dangerous contender for the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and I mean, as much as you hated to see him go, congrats on Mike McDonald, man. He's doing some awesome things there. Really, really happy for him. Bears, they got Joe Tryon, a Shayinka edge rusher, and a 7th-round pick. The Browns, in return, get a 6th-rounder. Not that big of a trade right there. Probably our smallest trade of the day so far. For the Ravens fans, we're going to get to Daniel's Super Chat in a second, but I do want to update you guys on this update from Jeff Zreback, who's the lead athletic writer for the Baltimore Ravens. He said, people don't want to hear about comp picks at the moment, but this is an example of a stipulation that almost certainly influences Ravens' deadline decisions. If you're trading for a guy who this offseason's factored in the comp pick formula, it now goes on the acquiring team. Okay, and we know that Eric DeCosta absolutely loves his comp picks. He goes on by saying, for example, the Ravens traded for a guy who factored in the formula. Let's say Zeitler, as an example. They not only have to trade a pick for him, but they also would lose one of their projected comp picks. I get most fans don't care, but you're essentially paying double. Okay, and if there's anything you need to know about the Ravens, there's anything you need to know about Eric DeCosta, he likes to keep his picks. He likes to hoard them. He likes to hold them in his arms and not let them go anywhere. They had 11 picks going into the 2025 NFL Draft. I thought surely he was going to deal one of them. And guess what? He did. Daniel Miles coming in with a 10-pound super chat. Daniel, you're only 5 pounds away from joining the Helmet Hall of Fame. Okay, my friend, get your name on a sticker on the Ravens helmet. Our first joinee today on our Baltimore Ravens live stream. Saw a clip of Lamar a few years back on YouTube. His run, I think, was against the Bengals. Been a fan since. Managed to get some Ravens apparel. Keep doing what you're doing, Joey. Let's go Ravens. Daniel, I appreciate that, man. I love seeing all that Lamar Jackson has done to the Baltimore Ravens and for the Baltimore Ravens over the last couple of years. So many people have become Ravens fans because of how electric he is to watch. Happy that he's back healthy. Happy they're back on a winning streak as well. Thank you so much for that 10-pound super chat, Miles. And that's gotten the super chat battle a little bit closer, Gage. It is 50. Oh, actually, it's 61.
61. Okay, perfect.
61 to 24 between the two channels. Packers Report still up on top, but the Ravens rundown is coming in. And Daniel makes it a little bit closer, now at 30 flat for the Baltimore Ravens. And so it is 30 to 61. Ravens getting even closer, and Daniel Miles joining the Ravens Rundown Hall of Fame helmet. He's going to go in a really great spot as this thing gets more and more filled up. Goon to Money Man said, oi. That is funny. That just made me laugh out loud. Him saying oi to Daniel's super chat for the £5. Okay, Daniel. Daniel Miles coming in. Let's go ahead and get you on the helmet. And he gave a 5, so that means we got to do an R-A-V-E-N-S, Ravens. Not Gage's best spelling there, but that's okay. We forgive him. Daniel, you're right there, my friend. Appreciate you. This thing is absolutely getting filled up. $20 total on today's show. We'll get you on it. That 5 is what ended up doing it for Daniel, saying, let's join. He said, pounds are worth more than dollars. They are, Daniel. Well, we appreciate, sorry. It's hard for me to do the conversion, but thank you so much. Thank you so much for your entry, and we appreciate you. And thanks so much for showing love. Glad we get you covered over there all the way across the pond. Oh, my goodness. We got a $50 super chat. Gage is getting it up. Don't go anywhere. Bang! Coming in from Craig Rebstock. They took the lead, and Craig goes straight on the helmet. Craig Rebstock coming in clutch. Craig with a K, just sending in a 50 like it's nothing. Wait, I got a Twitter notification. Okay. Got a couple of Twitter noties we got to let you guys in on. I don't think the Jets are done, from Zach Rosenblatt. As a couple weeks ago, the Jets insisted privately that Quinnen Williams is not seriously on the table. But over the last few days, there's been a lot of noise about him being available. And the idea that the Jets might have come down a bit on their price, listen up, Quinnen Williams might be a possibility. Same for Jermaine Johnson. The Jets, he said, told them they valued him as part of their team. That has not stopped them from taking phone calls. As the Jets showed with Sauce, they'll trade anyone for a certain price. Darren Moogie is working the phones. So maybe, maybe Quinnen Williams might be a realistic opportunity. Interesting. For the Baltimore Ravens, feels like that actually could be a legitimate possibility. Great. Craig, thank you so much for getting that, my friend. Appreciate it. Actually, Gage, since it's a long tweet, let me just snap a photo of it, and I'll send it to TV, my friend. Thank you so much. We also got a $2 super chat from James Green. Shout out Craig, man. Bring in the absolute juice, my friend. Craig, Craig. Yeah, the flock is up and going. Okay. I made it. I made the link. I'm sending it right now to TV, Gage. QW is like blocking a wet bar of soap. You are 100% correct, my friend. Quinnen Williams, I think should be Ravens fans' dream additions for the NFL trade deadline. It just makes a lot of sense. I think he'd fit in with this defense. I think he is what you need. I mean, you got to think about Broderick Washington, Achilles surgery. His return is not, guaranteed. It's not imminent, like John Harbaugh said yesterday. Nnamdi Madubuike, neck injury. He's out for the rest of the year. Who knows how much longer he's going to be out? Who knows if Nnamdi Madubuike is even going to be able to play next season? You need help on the interior. Right now, your second best interior defensive lineman is Brent Urban. Let that soak in. Okay, Travis Jones is a stud, but Travis Jones can't do it all by himself. We have an update for that super chat battle. Down below, Ravens rundown on top, 82. Packers report at 61. This thing's getting spicy. It's getting electric. It's getting a lot of fun. Let's go ahead and full screen that, Gage. Or did you put that in square left? Where'd you put that? Did you do one by one? Yeah, let's just full screen it. I feel like that probably makes the most sense. Okay, that report that we got earlier that I was talking to you guys about Quinnen Williams is right here. Zach Rosenblatt, who is the athletic writer for the senior, he's the Jeff Zreback or the Matt Schneidman of the New York Jets. I do not think the Jets are done. As a couple weeks ago, the Jets insisted privately that Quinnen Williams was not seriously on the table. But over the last few days, there's been a lot of noise about him being available and the idea that the Jets might have come down a bit on their price. That's massive for Ravens fans. Same for Jermaine Johnson. I don't think the Ravens are quite as interested in Jermaine Johnson because of the fact that he's an edge rusher. They traded for Dre'Mont Jones last night. The Jets, he said, told them they valued him as part of the team. That has not stopped them from taking the phone calls. As the Jets showed with Sauce, they'll trade anyone for a certain price. Darren Moogie, is that how you pronounce it? Moogie? Is working the phones. Interesting, man. This is the guy that every single Ravens fan wants and the guy that the Ravens fans have been keeping their eye out for. A guy I've been keeping my eye out for is Mr. Mike Witt, who came in with a $10 super chat, which adds him to the biker gang. Let's go, Mike. Mike pulling it even closer. Packers report now just down 11 from the Ravens rundown. Oh, really? Mike Witt, let me get you on the helmet, and then we'll answer that question. Gage, can you make me a weigh-in?
Of course.
Would you trade a first for Quinnen Williams?
Perfect.
Mike Witt with 2 T's. Alrighty. Okay, we got to get it on a different channel also. It's re-showing the Cowboys game last night, which was horrible. Alrighty, Mike Witt. Bang. There you are, my friend. Welcome to the biker gang. Says, I'm a little surprised the Bills have not made a serious run for a wide receiver to help Josh Allen. Their wide receiver room is kind of average. Just imagine a D-line of Gary, Micah, Quinnen, and Wyatt. Do it, Goody. I'm a little surprised as well about the Bills. Do we have a Bills team card, Gage? Yeah, if you don't mind. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, the Bills, man, it just seems like they really need help at wide receiver. Khalil Shakir, I don't think, is a wide receiver one. And obviously, Josh Allen's a good football player. But at some point, you got to surround him with talent, man. You have to. Now, obviously, they just beat the Kansas City Chiefs, so they're doing just fine. But in the same breath, I think it would help them a lot if they were able to, get a guy, get a wide receiver. Who knows? Maybe it is a Deebo Samuel. What other wide receivers are on the trade block right now, Gage? I'm trying to think of other wide receivers. Maybe Chris Olave, if he's ended up being dealt. Who knows, man? It's going to be very, very interesting. I wish we could go to ESPN, but we cannot go to ESPN, unfortunately. Do we have to just go to Fox Sports? I don't think so. Thank you, though. I just feel like that's a little bit too much. Yeah, is there not a spot where there's all teams' team cards? Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, just use the team cards from there. Okay, I guess I'm going to go to the herd. I mean, that's the only thing that's kind of available right now. Only thing that's going to be... and hey, would you trade a first-round pick? Can you put 4 Quinnen Williams? No worries. We are under 2 hours officially until the end of the NFL trade deadline. What is going to happen? Is your team going to add some people? Would your team trade for Quinnen Williams? Would you trade a first-round pick for Quinnen Williams? Let me know in the comment section down below. I need both sides answering this question. A first-rounder for QW. Let me know right now in the comments. Post-Quinnen Williams, 27 years old, top of his game now. Number 1 or number 2, Mark Andrews in a 5th rounder. Stop playing. Get it done, says Clarence Nichols. Z Lennyman says yes. Roggy says yes. William says we should have gotten Sauce. Well, William, I would not have wanted the Packers to trade that much for Sauce Gardner. Oh, Quinnen Williams to the Cowboys.
Are you kidding me?
No. No.
What? What did they give up? They got
No. Knowing Jerry Jones,
they.
it has to be. Oh my gosh, first round pick and more. No, I would have given a first round pick. He's a Cowboy. He's a Cowboy. Damn it.
Let's go. Wow.
Oh no, Quinnen Williams is going to the Dallas Cowboys.
What a trade.
That was short-lived. Wow, Ravens fans are pissed. That's insane. That's stupid. Okay, do we have to trade L3 in, Gage, at least? Wow. Aaron Gallardo coming in with a $20 super chat. Oh, yeah, we did get another one for Craig. We got to get the 10 up from Craig, 20 up from Aaron. Craig Rebsock coming in with a 10. Shout out to him, my friend. It's up. Go ahead and send this, Craig, in, and then we'll do Aaron's, and then we'll update the super chat battle. Craig coming in with a 10. Also, the Quinnen Williams trade is official. So, if it's something, this is going to be so frustrating for Ravens fans. If it's a first and a player, that's all the Cowboys had to give up, I'm going to be so pissed off at Eric DeCosta for not making that happen for Baltimore. I never thought it should have been realistic for Green Bay. It didn't make enough sense. It was too big of a price. You know, you already gave up your first rounder for Micah, but it was there for Baltimore. It was there. Shout out to Craig for the 10. We got to get to Aaron Gallardo's super chat of $20.
You know what's crazy?
What's up?
His super chat makes the Packers report down $1.
I know. His super chat gets the Packers report down $1. We'll update you guys after we show his on the screen. Jets trade their DT Quinnen Williams to the Cowboys. Yeah, YK, I know, my friend. We got it right down there, and I am pissed. Dude, I saw Adam Schefter. I saw Quinnen Williams on my phone, and then I saw Dallas Cowboys, and I'm upset about it. I'm not going to lie. Aaron Gallardo saying nothing other than go, Pack, go. Shout out to you, Aaron, and you're going to join the biker gang, my friend. A-A-R-O-N. Aaron Gallardo. Boom. Right there at the top. Bang. Right there. Shout out to you, my friend. Welcome to the biker gang. Look at that helmet. It's filling up, folks. It's filling up. Okay, Gage. This super chat battle between these two channels is electric. It is getting heated. Let's put this up in a second. Let's just go to the super chat battle. Yeah, you could do super chat weigh in too. Just because we're getting so close. It's been won with lots of swings. The Packers have been up. They were up early. Ravens made a big comeback. Packers now brought it down to within one. It is 91-92. Who's going to be the first one to 100? Also, a reminder, if we get to 200 total, Gage and I have to do a boot race. Yeah. That's crazy. Okay. Who's going to be the one to do it? We'll see. Okay, let's go back to that Quinnen Williams trade, everybody. We got to talk about, because if you're a Baltimore Ravens fan, this one is just absolutely heartbreaking. Quinnen Williams. Cowboys get him. They pair him next to Kenny Clark, by the way, Packers fans. And the Jets get a first-round pick. The full details are still to be announced. And you know what?
The Jets.
I'll be honest. I'm upset about this because we had just gotten this photo. Gage, do you mind throwing up that photo up there? And this thing just absolutely teased us. That's what it did. It teased us. Plain and simple. And I'm frankly pretty pissed off about it because I got excited. I got my hopes up, and I thought, ooh, maybe Eric DeCosta's going to make a move. Unfortunately, he didn't. But we literally just got this. What? It's 1:11. We got this at 12:46. So we got it 25 minutes ago. As of a couple weeks ago, the Jets insisted that Quinnen Williams was not on the table. Over the last few days, there's been a lot of noise about him being available. And the idea that the Jets might have come down a bit on their price. And they did. Probably. Maybe. And maybe that's the thing, man. Yeah, maybe that's the thing, is like, maybe the Ravens weren't willing to give up a first. Maybe like the Jets were going to come down a little bit on it, and then they just got absolutely a thing blown away by the Cowboys. But let's put that trade back up, Gage, because this makes no sense to me from a Cowboys perspective of things. You got to think about a couple things right now. Number one, the Cowboys are what, 3-5? 3-4-1? Maybe not even that. Are they a 2-win ball club right now?
They're 3-5-1.
3-5-1.
Yeah.
So the Cowboys are 3-5-1 in a really stacked NFC right now.
Yeah.
If you look at the NFC standings currently,
They're not winning the NFC East. I don't see them.
they're not going to win the NFC East. The Eagles are 6-2. Okay? I'm sorry. You're just not going to be able to beat them. Okay? And if you look at just the conference standings as a whole, from the NFC side of things, right now, the Dallas Cowboys are the 11th seed. And what, Gage? 7 seeds get it?
Yeah, top 7. Top four, the four first
Yeah,
place
they do
winners.
3 versus 3. That first team gets a bye.
Yeah, the top team gets a
So the
bye.
division winners get in, and then the 3 wild card spots.
Yeah, so it's not a given that the top 3 teams in your division you can get in.
It's not. And like right now, the Cowboys are a couple games back from even getting a wild card spot. The Panthers have the head-to-head over them. Chicago has the head-to-head over them. Those are 2 teams that are going to be battling for that.
I thought for sure they'll be selling at this point. It doesn't
makes
make any
no
sense
to make this trade, especially after losing last night's game. If you win last night's game against Arizona, then it makes a little bit of sense because you could say, you know what, we got the bye week coming up. Let's get these guys acquainted. And then after that, you play Las Vegas on Monday Night Football. Las Vegas is a train wreck because if you win last night's game, you're sitting at 4-4-1. You're the 10th seed, and you got 5-4-1 staring you right down the barrel. But you give up a first rounder for Quinnen Williams.
They're trading a second round pick this year and a first round pick next year is what it looks like right now.
So a 2027 first?
A 2027 first, 2026 second.
That's a lot.
That's still a lot.
But Baltimore could have done that. Baltimore should have done that.
And it kind of negates the entire Micah Parsons trade that gave the Cowboys a future.
Yeah.
I felt like
Yeah, but the thing with the Packers draft pick that the Cowboys got is like
it's gonna be a late round. It's gonna be late in the first round. Yeah.
So, man, I don't know.
But still, I would rather have. If you make a trade for Micah Parsons, I'd rather have 3 first rounders in the next 2 years instead of 2 first rounders in the next 2 years. That's how I view it.
Yeah. Okay, we got a couple of super chats to get to.
This battle's getting really close.
We both crossed 100, which means we crossed 200, Gage, which means we got to do a boot race, my friend.
Are we going to do it at the end when the deadline hits, or are we going to do it?
Yeah, we'll do it when the deadline hits.
Okay.
If we can get to, before an hour and a half, if we can get to 300 total, then we'll do it right when we get there. If we can, in the next 15 minutes, get to 300 total between the two teams, then Gage and I will do a boot race this instant. If not, we're going to wait till after the trade deadline is up and over. Okay, let's go to Thunderscar. Coming in with a $10 super chat. Giving me a yo, Joey, what's up? Thunderscar 55, what's going on, my friend? Hey, you are halfway there to joining our biker gang, our Helmet Hall of Fame club with the Green Bay Packers. We'll go back to Mike's. We got a couple to get to for the Baltimore Ravens side of things that we almost have 500 people watching, Gage. Me too. I'm having a great time. Why don't we go live for 3 hours, both channels, every single day? I'm good with that as well. I got to check on how earlier videos are doing. Oh, man. Ravens should be upset. Yeah. The Jets are just absolutely fielding any first-round pick they can have. They've got 5 first-rounders in the next 2 years. Yeah, that's unbelievable. Yeah, that will be the question. Okay, can we get to the other Super Chats, Gage, from Craig? Or actually, yeah, did we get to Craig's 10? We have not gotten to Craig's 10. Shout out to Craig. Put the Ravens over the $100 mark. Thank you so much, Craig. Appreciate you. And, of course, we got to get to the 2 from Corn Pop saying, bro, that was our guy. We got to go get Max Crosby. It did feel like if the Baltimore Ravens were going to make a big move, if they were going to make a big splash, if they were going to make a big deal today, it was going to be for Quinnen Williams, and it's not. Unfortunately, I'm here to tell you right now, Max Crosby is not going to be available either. They did. It's a close one, though. Packers report back on top. So pretty much whoever pays the Jets the next 9 weeks are going to have a bye week. Oh, crazy. Yes, and that is the Baltimore Ravens. They do play the Jets in not next week, not the week after. This week's the Vikings, then the Browns, then the Jets. Yeah. Jets-Browns this week, Gage. Wow, that is going to be interesting. IZYK says, EDC, go get Dexter Lawrence. I don't hate that at all. I don't hate that one bit. A little bit of an update. Oh, Mozzie Smith was a part of the trade. Okay. Yep. Update on this. Packers report has retaken the lead 106 to 104. This thing's going back and forth and back and forth. We're going to get the full trade up for Quinnen Williams up. We've got the details now. We're waiting for our executive producer, Sam Brown. Yeah. Well, Mozzie Smith sucks. I'm just going to tell you that right now. Mozzie Smith is horrific. So, yeah. So, you're able to... Wait, say that again? Sorry? He's a defensive tackle. Yeah. So, yeah, you basically just got 2 picks and a guy who's going to be on your practice squad. So, Mozzie Smith, yeah, it's a player, but it's not that good of a player. Here's the updated trade. Quinnen Williams, Cowboys get him for a Mozzie Smith, a 2026 second round, a future first. So, I'm going to ask you Ravens fans, would you have traded for for Quinnen Williams and given up Ainias Peebles, a 2026 second, and a 2027 first rounder? Would you have done that? Let me know down below. That is the full trade according to Adam Schefter. Would you have done that, Ravens fans? That's fine. Thank you, though. I think, Gage, weigh in with me. Would you have done Ainias Peebles, a 2026 second and a 2027 first for Quinnen Williams?
2026 second, 2027 first for
And an Ice Peoples.
ideally. Yeah, possibly.
I think I would have as well.
I mean, for how this defense line needs help, I would do that in a heartbeat because you have the capital. I mean,
I think I might have as well.
because you're at the point now for the Ravens, I feel like where they are about ready to go on a run, and I feel like if they got Quinnen Williams, they would have gone on a run with him.
Yeah, I just also, I feel like if you think about it, this is really the biggest thing that Baltimore needs right now. Your second best interior defensive lineman is Brent Urban. Outside of Kyle Hamilton, how many elite defensive players do you have? Roquan Smith, kind of on the decline. Maybe Nate Wiggins.
He started to show up a little bit again, but
That's probably it, right?
yeah,
You could get another elite defensive player. And the thing is Baltimore has so many people to pay. Not having a first rounder in 2027, not having a second rounder in 2026, that might be able to save you some money on the future books. I don't know. It's crazy.
So I think you're both in agreement that they should have gotten aggressive with making this trade as well.
Yeah.
Do you feel like this the big swing and miss though? That it's the golden silver platter opportunity for the Ravens are not taking up on this chance right now? If they were given the opportunity to do it.
Yeah, I would never trade a Travis Jones. He's on my no trade list. But a nice Peebles. He's a rookie. He's going to be a good player. But
What about Green?
I think I would have added him. Mike Green, no. I
No.
wouldn't trade Mike Green.
So a nice Peoples for them, I would have done that because you can say he was a rookie.
Yeah, I mean, Anais Peebles is low-key.
He's a talented rookie though. I would say that it's not like Namazi Smith in comparison. From what it sounds like, a nice Peoples is a better offer for the Jets, anyways.
Yeah. I don't know, man. A little frustrating.
But at this rate, I feel like if for those teams that need a running back, for how the Jets have been doing the past hour or so, Breece Hall will be next on the chopping block to get rid of.
Yeah, no, I agree. We got a $10 super chat from Florentino Ibanez. We're getting that up there, Florentino. Florentino with that 10. You are now halfway to our biker gang. Get your name on a helmet sticker. Shout out every single live show. He's coming in with a 10, saying, let's go get a cornerback or a tight end. So cornerbacks is interesting, Florentino, because there was a report today that the Asante Samuel Jr. situation has kind of gotten figured out, okay? And so I feel like since he's been cleared to play, I know for a fact that the Green Bay Packers are interested in him. I don't know if they trade cornerback because they know that they've got a chance to sign Asante Samuel Jr. in the near future. Tight end-wise, Michael Mayer would cost you around a fourth. I don't know if I'd do that. I don't think I'd trade anything higher than a fifth-round pick for a tight end. If you can get a guy like Chig from the Tennessee Titans for a late day 3 pick, I would do that in a heartbeat. If you could get David Njoku for a 5th or a 6th rounder, I think I would do that as well. Okay? I think I'd do that as well. I think it'd be interesting. Sherm said, I'm starting to hate EDC. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. We have 410 people watching that are Ravens fans, 212 people watching that are Packers fans. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel, okay? If you're not subbed and you're just dropping by, what the hell, man? We're going to be here every single day, okay? Giving you the latest on your favorite teams, giving you daily videos, live streams for every single game days, and sometimes 2 videos a week, okay? Excuse me, 2 videos a day. So make sure you subscribe, and if you want to get us questions, use hashtag deadline. We got our man from all the way down under. It's Lucas D. P. Gage is getting it up. Bang! said, we definitely need the last piece for this team to go back to the old defense that won us games all the time. Unfortunately, I don't know if there's any going back to the old defense. Engage, that's 136. Can you see it on the thing? It shows you on the stream how much it is if you move things around. Yeah. But shout out to Lucas for the 50. There's no going back to the old defense, unfortunately. You just have too much money on the offensive side of the ball, and I just don't trust Zach Orr enough. But, hey, Quinnen Williams would have been a good start, but unfortunately, Quinnen Williams is not going to be a possibility. But shout out to Lucas for that 50. Is Lucas on the helmet? He is on the helmet. He was one of the earlier ones. It looks like he was like the 9th or 8th or 7th edition to the helmet. So, appreciate Lucas for coming in with that 50. That puts the Ravens up 136 to 116. And my wife Kennedy has entered the chat. Everybody, please give my lovely bride a big hello and tell her hi. She is. Say that again? She is. But everybody can say hi to Kennedy. We did get another super chat. This one from Asadullah. Coming in with a 1. Thank you so much, my friend. I appreciate it. Remember, every 5 you send in, we will do your team's chance. If you get a 20 in total, you get to go on the Hall of Fame helmets, okay? Biker Gang, Ravens helmet, get your name on a sticker. And I said once we get to 200, Gage and I will do a beer bong. If we get to, not a beer bong, we'll do a boot race. If you get to 300 by an hour and a half, halfway through the trade deadline, we're going to do it right now. So we need what, a 50? And that gets us to 300. So if we get a 50 in the next 2 minutes, then we'll be able to go there. Craig says, let's go rundown wife. Craig giving Kennedy a hello. So is KB. So is Athena. Ethan says hi. Carter Johnson says hello. Asadullah says hello, Kennedy. Kennedy getting a lot of love. Carter saying, go Pack Go. I'm a fan all the way from South Carolina. Make sure to shout out your city. We haven't done that in about an hour and a half, and we have so many more people joining us. We got 200 of our favorite Packer fans. We got 430 of our favorite Ravens fans. Over 600 people that are joining us live right now. So make sure to shout out your city. Let me know where you're watching us from. They are watching us from West Texas, from Love, West Texas as well. Chester, Pennsylvania. Go Pack Go from Nashville from Reagan. Reagan, speaking of my wife Kennedy, she used to live in Nashville. Love Nashville. Great city. They're watching us from Portland, Oregon, Jacksonville, Florida, Montgomery, Alabama, Ruxton, Maryland. They are watching us from big old Smithville, Tennessee, population 5,000. Racine, Wisconsin. From the Carolinas, screw the Panthers, go Pack Go. Watching us from La Crosse, from Alabama, from Rosedale, Maryland, York, Pennsylvania, California, Marinette, Wisconsin, Veneta, Oklahoma, Lancaster, Pennsylvania, Palembang, Indonesia. Is that our first Indonesian resident in the chat? It might be. Watching from Auckland, New Zealand. Watching from Palmberg. Watching from Illinois. We got Phoenix, Pennsylvania, Bmore. So we've got Indonesia in the chat. We've got Australia in the chat. We've got New Zealand here, Mexico here, England here. We've got a ton of people. Indian Land, South Carolina, St. Louis, Missouri, Whitsett, North Carolina, Gleister, Ohio. Are we going to get to it, Gage? We are just short of it. And we're going to give them a little extra time because we're getting so close. Yes, my dad lives in Japan. I grew up here. Cockeysville. We got Waldorf, Maryland. Fort Riley, Kansas. Zimbabwe. That's awesome. Arizona, Baltimore. Eastern Shore, Maryland. Oakland, California. Nobody is safe in Indonesia, says D. Flock, Joey, DFW. What's going on, Steve Loop? We got to go Pack Go from Spain, from Birmingham, from East Texas, from Michigan, from Corbett, Oregon. Reagan saying the Bears still suck. We got West Bend, Wisconsin. We got Puerto Rico checking in as well. James Green, hello, Kennedy. Hope you're not a Vol fan watching from Tuscaloosa. James, my lovely bride, is also a Tennessee Volunteer right here with me. Tony D saying, Cowboy fan in Grafton, happy to help. Well, Tony, you get added for that $20 super chat to our Packers Hall of Fame helmet. Disney Dave from Northwest Arkansas. Disney, although I am a Tennessee Volunteer alum, I do love Fayetteville. Beautiful, beautiful place. And we did get a 5 on the Ravens side, so we got to go in R-A-V-E-N-S Ravens. Mike Witt coming in with a 10. We got a lot to catch up on. Rappaport is reporting the 27th first-round Dallas is getting up there and not the Packers. Jets have 2 first-rounders next year, 2 second-rounders next year, 3 firsts in 27. Hashtag rebuild. I'm not sure. I am not sure, but whatever it is, they're going to be swimming in it. Aiden Yeager, what D tackles should the Ravens trade for with Quinnen gone? Gage, let's show up those D tackles now. Give a little bit of an update because Quinnen Williams was easily, and I'm talking easily, the best available guy in that realm. Okay? So, unfortunately, Jeffrey Simmons, I don't think is available, but who knows if you offer something big to the Titans, he could be. But more realistic opportunities, Tavondre Sweat, young player out of Tennessee. Mozzie's gone. Quinnen gone. Shelby Harris would make sense if it's not intradivisional. Devon Godshaw would be a name. I wouldn't be super pumped up about it. McKinley Jackson of the Cincinnati Bengals as well would be an interesting name to discuss. So thanks, Aiden, for that $4.99. Did we do an RAVENS for him? Okay, we just did it. Great. I've got so much going on. We forget. Tony D, Cowboy fan in Grafton, happy to help. Well, Tony, Cowboy fan or not, you are joining the Hall of Fame Biker Gang helmet. Tony D, shout out to you, my friend. Okay, well, we said by halfway through the NFL trade deadline, we would do a boot race. We're close. We're at 288. If we can get 15 in the next 1 minute, 50 seconds, Gage and I will do a boot race right here, right now. Okay? Right here, right now. Money Mop saying, who are these guys? Well, we're here to give you daily coverage, my friend. My name's Joey Petersen. We got Gage on the 1s and 2s. If this is y'all's first time with us, make sure you subscribe. While we wait over that next minute and a half to get us over the 300 mark so we can do a boot race right now, let's go over the trades that have happened already today. Okay? Let's start and work backwards. Okay? Let's work backwards. We did get there from Lucas DP. Shout out, my friend. So the Cowboys get Quinnen Williams. They give up Mozzie Smith, a 2026 second-round pick, a 2027 first-round pick. That needs to be updated, not by you, by Sam. But 2027 first, 2026 second, and Mozzie Smith. 2 of the Jets, and the Cowboys get Quinnen Williams. The Bears traded for Joe Tryon-Shoyinka, and they got a 2026 seventh-rounder, and all the Browns got in return was a 2026 sixth-rounder. So the Jets get a little bit better, or excuse me, not the Jets. The Bears get a little bit better on the edge. The Seahawks made a big trade for Rashid, the need for speed, Shaheed. They got the wide receiver, and the Saints got a 2026 fourth and fifth-round pick. I feel like this is the best mutually beneficial trade because the Seahawks got another weapon on offense for an offense that's been playing really, really well recently, and they are all in on this season, it seems. The Saints, they got 2 really solid draft picks, a fourth-rounder and a fifth-rounder for a team that's going to go through a big rebuild. Sauce Gardner, the Jets, getting some more first-rounders, a 2026 first, a 2027 first, and Adonai Mitchell and the Colts. They got Sauce Gardner, the quarterback. Jacoby Myers was the wide receiver, dealt to the Jacksonville Jaguars, and the Raiders got in return a fourth-round and a sixth-round pick. And then the one that woke us all up this morning, Logan Wilson to the Cowboys for a seventh-round pick to the Cincinnati Bengals. The Cincinnati Bengals are going to be, I'll tell you this right now straight up, bad. The Bengals are going to be bad for the rest of the season. Okay, I don't care if Joe Burrow's come back or not. The Bengals are the Bengals. Okay. Ravens are at 154. Packers are at 146. So we got there. Actually, Packers are at 147. We got there exactly. Gage, if you want to do me a favor.
Yes.
Okay, well, I'm gonna slack you.
You got
real
it.
Quick. Okay. Gage. Well, I'm slacking you. Talk about last night's trade for the Ravens. Getting Dre'Mont Jones for a conditional fifth round, fourth round pick. You can throw up that trade and then discuss kind of your thoughts on that.
So last night, for those of you guys that were not tuning in, the Ravens made a trade with the Tennessee Titans for Dre'Mont Jones to try to boost their pass rushing abilities a little bit. I think it's actually a great trade for them. And we'll look at the conditions with a fifth round pick as well, as we have. I was bringing up here. I believe it was Jeremy Fowler or Schultz. It was Jordan Schultz, correct? That came out with it. Jordan Schultz, yes, that came out with this about what the details of these conditions are, and I have to say it's very. I really like it. I think it'll work well for the Ravens. They're trying to make that late season push for the playoffs. Their defense has been looking better, and I feel like with having Dre'Mont Jones back, I think Dre'Mont Jones to the Ravens, it'll help out tremendously.
Yeah, go ahead and throw up those social, and then I see that slack, so you can go ahead and go get the boots, my friend. Yeah, the condition for that 2026 fifth rounder is, if they make the playoffs, the Baltimore Ravens, and if Dre'Mont Jones gets 2 sacks the rest of the season, that turns into a fourth. So if you're a Ravens fan, you're hoping that it's going to cost you a fourth, because that means you're in the playoffs, and that means Dre'Mont Jones comes in here and doesn't absolutely lay an egg. I don't think he will. If you think about Jones's last 4 games he's played, he's had 4.5 sacks, okay? I think the other thing that Dre'Mont Jones gives the Baltimore Ravens is a little bit of positional versatility. He can play out on the edge. He can play on the interior. You can really put him anywhere you want to. And I think that's really, really beneficial for Baltimore, for a team that needs help on the interior and the exterior. Now, if he comes in here and he only gets 2 sacks and you make the playoffs and you give up the fourth and he only gets 2 sacks for the season, I don't know if I love that for a fourth round pick. A guy who only comes in here in the last 8 games of the year, 9 games of the year. What are you, 3 and 5? Yeah, 9 games of the year, only gets 2 sacks in 9 games. That, to me, is not worth a fourth rounder. But if he comes in here and he gets 5 to 6 sacks the last 9 games of the season, shoot, I think it's going to be worth it, okay? I really, really do. Now, for the Ravens, they are not, I believe, done. We only have an hour and 20 minutes left till the deadline is officially over. So it's going to be interesting to see how this all rounds out, but I just don't believe they can be done. They need too much help on the interior. Travis Jones is your best defensive lineman by far, and he's great. But after him, it's like Brent Urban. That's kind of where else you're peaking. And so I feel like something's got to give. Something's got to happen for the Baltimore Ravens on the interior of that defensive line. And then on the interior offensive line, I cannot deal with Daniel Falele and Andrew Voorhees anymore, if I'm being 100% honest with you. So I feel like something's going to have to change in that sense. Jay and Jack says Q Williams was never for the Ravens. Too much to give up. Cap space next year wasn't going to work. I don't care how much you had to give up for him. I would have given up, frankly, what the Cowboys gave up to get him. Okay, that would make sense for me. The Real Alien, can y'all make input on how you think you need will help the Seahawks in terms of wide receiver depth? Because they already have some stunners in the field. EDC is on vacation, guys. It is over. Let me check back in on Twitter, see if we've gotten anything new from the Ravens side, see if we've gotten anything new from the Packers side as well. Bills, Broncos, and Packers have been aggressive with the trade deadline approaching per league sources. Okay, Green Bay, you might be making a deal sometime soon. Okay. Interesting to look for that. Interesting to see kind of how that ends up and what ends up happening there. Let's check in on Easton Butler. Let's see if Easton Butler has gotten anything new for Packers fans. Steelers missing out on Myers. They're now making a strong push for wide receiver Chris Olave. So the Steelers making a push for Chris Olave, my friends. There we go. Okay. No, you're good. Here is our first boot. You can see the suds on it. I believe, I don't know which Happy Dad flavor this is, but it's something, man. 36 ounces. This is all because of you guys. Shout out. Pineapple flavored, says Gage. Okay, Gage, you want to send full screen and then come up here and we'll race. Okay? Send us full screen, come up here, and then we will race. Campbell's playing well. We can get him cheap if he's willing to come back. Yeah, Ron, I would love Calais Campbell. Christian says at least get Zeitler. Damn. Okay, not really seeing much new from Easton Butler for the Packers. We do know the Steelers are going to be looking at Chris Olave. And Michael Mayer still an opportunity for the Green Bay Packers. Okay. Not much new. Not much new from each side. We are almost an hour away from the deadline being over. Push us full screen, Gage, and come on up here. Okay. It's a race. Me versus Gage. It will be fun, okay? Everybody, y'all let us know. Who do you think down below is going to win? If you think it's going to be Gage, type a G. If you think it's going to be me, type a J. Gage, who do you have as the betting odds favorite right now to win this?
I'd say you, because you've been here longer, see the experience of
That's
taking
fair.
down a boot compared to me.
That's fair. I do have a little more experience. However, you did work at a liquor store. Is that true?
That is true. That's what people are saying.
So you do have a little bit more of experience around alcohol than I do, and so I might lean you towards this. I do think it's going to be a good race, though.
I feel it's going to be a close one. Back and
What do we want to set our timer for? Right now, Ravens King saying Gage, Jesus saying Joey, Danny saying Gage. Okay, right now Gage is in the lead. Do we want to try to get it in under what do we think we should look for to try to get it faster? Like is it?
5 minutes.
Oh no, we're gonna do it in 5
no,
minutes.
it's probably 5 minutes.
Yeah, I think a minute is probably good. Katie says me. Robert says me. Okay. Interesting. It's going to be a good one. Okay, Gage, we ready to take it down?
I'm ready to take it down.
All right, let's do it, my friend. As I'm getting a foot cramp, hopefully the hydration will help me with that foot cramp. Okay, let's cheers. Oh, my gosh, this foot cramp is terrible. Okay, I'm uncomfortable. Let's cheers. Let's get it in 3, 2, 1. Wow. Oh, my gosh. Gage is hurting. Gage, was that your first boot?
It was not my first boot here, but it felt like it today. Oh, my God.
Wow, Wow, I almost just. Okay. Well, onward and upward.
Yeah.
You can put these by you, my friend. Thank you. Wow. That was. I'm hurting. I'm hurting bad. Royal says, not going to lie, a little cringe watching two men chuck like that. LOL. Jeez. The stomach is not feeling good. If you don't know what a boot is, it's 36 ounces of liquid. And that was a Happy Dad one right there. Okay. Well, now that that's done, we're not doing that again. Okay? We are not doing that again. Yeah, we are one and done right there. Yeah, Mike says that's the type of chug that hurts your chest and your stomach. And your stomach, big time. Let's talk about the current draft order. This is going to give you a little bit of an idea who might be buyers, who might be sellers at the trade deadline, okay? Because as of right now, obviously there's a lot of season left to be played. We still got 9 weeks of this thing. And so, this is not set in any way, shape, or form. But the Saints at number 1, Titans at number 2, Jets at number 3. This makes sense given who sold today. Obviously, the Jets and the Saints. Dolphins are sitting at number 4 right now. Giants, Browns, Raiders, Cardinals, they round out the top 8. Bengals at number 9. Commanders would have a top 10 pick. You find the Ravens there at number 11. And little bit jarring. I think we can all agree to see the Baltimore Ravens at number 11 right now. Rams, number 12. Texans, 13. Cowboys, Vikings, Panthers. That is the top half of the draft. 17, second half. You go to the Chiefs at 5 and 4. Bears, Browns, Steelers, Lions, Chargers, 49ers, Cowboys via Green Bay, of course, because Green Bay does not have a fourth or first round pick. Bills, Seahawks, Rams, Broncos, Buccaneers, Patriots, Eagles, and Colts rounding things out at number 32. Crazy to think that the Colts are the top player right now, or his top team in the National Football League. Yeah, and they don't have that pick anymore. So that's actually the Jets at number 32 because, of course, they traded that away. And I guess wherever the Cowboys sat, the Jets, I guess they have their 2027 first round. So that's kind of where the draft order is right now. Gage, let's reset. Let's talk about NFL trades that have already happened today. Let's actually go. How far back? How's our first trade? Let's go back to the Odafe Owe trade. Do we have Odafe Owe for Alohi Gilman? This was kind of the first big trade that happened this season so far. A little bit surprising because I know Ravens fans and me who covers that team, I did not think Odafe Owe was on the trade block. This year was a contract year for Odafe Owe, and unfortunately, he just did not perform at all. Plain and simple. So they thought, you know what? We're not going to sign him to a big contract. Might as well see what we can get for him. Well, you got a fifth-round pick, and you got Alohi Gilman. But not only did you get Alohi Gilman, who's been a pretty good player so far, the best thing that Alohi Gilman does for you is he allows Kyle Hamilton to have positional versatility. Okay? Positional versatility. And since you've seen Kyle Hamilton have that, this Ravens defense has been something serious again. The Eagles had Tank Bigsby, running back from the Jacksonville Jaguars. Jaguars got a 5th and a 6th. That seems like a fleece right now from Jacksonville's perspective, getting a 5th and a 6th for Tank Bigsby. The Jets, Jarvis Brownlee, and a 7th for the Titans' 6th-round pick. A lot of these kind of just nothing burgers, nothing trades. Cam Robinson went to the Cleveland Browns for a 7th with a 7th for a 6th-round pick to the Houston Texans. The big one that happened just a few weeks ago, Joe Flacco and a 6th-rounder. The Browns got a 5th-round pick from that intra-divisional trade. Very, very surprising to see. And then, of course, this one we already had covered. Odafe Owe and the Baltimore Ravens. Baltimore Ravens send Odafe Owe and a 7th to the Los Angeles Chargers, who then give away Alohi Gilman and a 5th-round pick. Browns have been very, very active. They received Tyson Campbell and a 7th for Greg Newsome and a 6th. I know that Greg Newsome was a name that a lot of Packers fans wanted to see, be added in on that cornerback trade talk. Roger McCreary and a 6th-rounder to the Rams for a conditional 2026 5th-round pick from the Titans, or for the Titans. I liked Roger McCreary a lot. I don't think he necessarily fit with Green Bay because he was more of a slot corner, and they're looking for an outside boundary corner. Keon White went to the San Francisco 49ers from the New England Patriots. They also got a 7th-round pick. Patriots got back a 2026 6th-rounder. Wow. My stomach is tight. I am full. Excuse me. The Steelers got Kyle Duggar and a 7th for the Patriots' 6th-round pick. And Michael Carter II was to the Eagles for a 7th-round pick. You're about to see a lot of Eagles. The Jets then in turn got John Mechie and a 2027 6th-rounder. The Eagles got Jaire Alexander and a 2027 7th for the Ravens' 2026 5th-round pick. That's what the Ravens received. Then this one, just from a couple days ago, biggest trades up to that point was Jalen Phillips to the Eagles. Dolphins got a 3rd-round pick for that. The Ravens late last night got Dre'Mont Jones. All they gave up, 2026 conditional 5th-round pick. That turns into a 4th-rounder if the Ravens make a playoff, and Jones gets 2 sacks the rest of this season. Early this morning, every one of these trades from here on out happened today. Logan Wilson, that is who the Cowboys received. All it cost them was a 2026 7th-round pick to the Cincinnati Bengals. The Jaguars got Jacoby Myers for a 4th and a 6th-round pick to the Las Vegas Raiders. The biggest one so far, Sauce Gardner, 2 first-round picks, 2026, 2027, and a really young and talented wide receiver in Adonai Mitchell. The Seahawks got Shaheed, the need for speed, Shaheed, for a 4th-rounder and a 5th-rounder. Easily, I think, the most mutually beneficial trade of the day. The Bears got Joe Tryon-Shoyinka, edge rusher, and a 7th-rounder from the Browns. They gave up a 2026 7th-round pick. Quinnen Williams, that's who the Cowboys got. Jets continuing to shake things up. They received Mozzie Smith, who was a 1st-round pick from the Cowboys just a few years ago. Really hasn't panned out to much for the Dallas Cowboys. And of course, they got a 2026 2nd-round pick and a 2027 1st-round pick. Is that the last trade we've gotten, Gage? Great. Ooh, that's good. I like that. So Quinnen Williams for the Ravens fans was the biggest want. And I think it was somewhat realistic, if I'm being 100% honest with you. I do think the Ravens were interested in Quinnen Williams. I just think ultimately it costs more than Eric DeCosta was willing to give up for him. And I think it just kind of boils down. So, it's unfortunate. I know Ravens fans wanted him, but we know Eric DeCosta likes to make swings, but he doesn't like to make big swings. We are hearing now, okay? We are hearing that the Ravens offered a 2nd and a 4th for Williams, but the Jets stayed firm on a 1st. So the Ravens did offer for Quinnen Williams, but they offered a 2nd and a 4th, which obviously the Jets weren't going to go for that. Ricky Scoops also saying, sounds like the Jets have another big trade incoming. Crazy day. What could that be?
Breece Hall? It's Breece Hall. There's no other options. Because Garrett
Jermaine
Wilson.
Johnson, maybe.
True. I'd see more Breece Hall as the next to go. Because I feel like there's more. They can get more for him than they can for Jermaine Johnson.
Yeah. So the Jets, another crazy trade going on. A little more buzz still on Packers and Raiders for Michael Mayer. We'll see if that ends up happening. Of course, we'll have that right here. Merlin TG saying Packers trading for Michael Mayer. Has not happened yet. He's just trolling, ladies and gentlemen. I'll tell you that right now. Which trade has surprised you the most? Let me know down below. I see a lot of Ravens fans saying Dexter Lawrence. I don't think there's any shot that the Giants give up Dexter Lawrence right now. Aloe Gilman may be making plays. How about Garrett Wilson? This is Talking Sports. Hey, Gage, we did get a $20 super chat from James Green. Let's go. Do we have James Green on here? I don't think we do. We got a lot of names. We got a lot of people. I don't think James Green is one of them. Well, now he is. James Green coming with a $20 super chat.
Let's go.
Ravens will not play Jones enough to lose a 4th. I think they will, James, because they need him, man. They really, really do. That's just plain and simple. They will. He will get the 2 sacks. I firmly believe that. Craig says Sauce. I believe that is the biggest one. That whoever said Kayvon Thibodeau trade, not right. Where'd you see that? You need better friends, Gage. James Green going on the Ravens rundown Hall of Fame helmet. James. Is Green with an E? Yes, it is. Green. James Green. Boom. Right there, my friend. Oh, let's get you in the light. Boom. You can see yourself a little bit. I can promise. It's there. Shout out to you, my friend. Man, this helmet, do we think? Okay. It's got more black to go, but I will say it is getting very, very full. $20 total on today's stream. That's going to get you on our Ravens Rundown Hall of Fame helmet. We have not shown them in a while. Let's show them the Super Chat menu. When is the trade deadline? It is in 1 hour and 3 minutes. That is when it is all over. Wow, I'm feeling like Michael Mayer might be the move for the Green Bay Packers. It might be the move for the Green Bay Packers. It might be what ends up happening. Let's show the Super Chat menu, and then let's update on the Super Chat battle gauge, okay? So, for the Super Chat menu, if you want to get the Go Pack Go chant going from the Packers fans, $5. If you want a Ravens chant from the Ravens fans, that's $5 as well. $20, you get to join the Hall of Fame Club. If you're a Packers fan, it is what we like to call the Biker Gang. And if you're the Ravens fans, it's our Hall of Fame helmet, okay? And $200 total. We already did it. So it's off the board because I cannot do another one. So let's make another thing, Gage. $100. Let's just say $10 cheese with shots. I know, I am. My stomach is at the disposal of everybody else. Let's just say $10 because we already did the boot race, and I'm not doing another one. My stomach hurts too bad. We're all great, Sam. We just did a boot race, and my stomach's feeling a little tight. Yep. Are you doing well? You need anything? Well, it's been quiet. For the last, oh, no, I'm not saying for the last 45 minutes. You didn't let me finish. Typical Sam. Yeah, because of, I guess, live on Seahawks and yep. Well, sorry about it. Hey, if anybody I know could take it, it's you. Okay, let's get back into the chat. Trade a Jabo, says Cohair. I would like to trade a Jabo. I wouldn't mind that one bit. He's not very good, frankly. That's it. Megatron says EDC will trade for TJ Watt at this point. I wish, man. I wish. Steven calling him bald head dummy. Surprised OJ Simpson's face. They're pushing hard to finalize the deal for Micah Mayer from the Ravens, according to sources, instead of trying to get Mark Andrews or David Njoku. Okay, so Michael Mayer to the Packers from the Raiders seems like it could be close to happening. Obviously, that needs to get across the finish line. But from the Raiders to the Packers, but that is something that we are hearing right now. Yeah, that is something that we're hearing right now. Also, update on the Super Chat battle. Ravens are up by almost 30 on the Packers report. 174 to 147, ladies and gentlemen. Do you think we will trade Bateman to wide receiver needy team? I feel like right now, what are some wide receiver needy teams? Oh, great. We've got a List 3 logo of wide receiver needy teams. We're going to get that up. Guys, we are under an hour. Things are going to start happening. I can promise you that. Things are going to get electric. Things are going to get excited. Things are going to happen. New post from Rob Demovsky, Packers fans. Nothing. Just says 1 hour till the trade deadline. Let's see if we've got anything new from our Packer. Okay, actively pursuing a wide receiver. Pittsburgh, Buffalo, Denver. If you're trading away Rashad Bateman and you're the Baltimore Ravens, you're not going to trade into Pittsburgh. I don't think you traded to Buffalo. Denver, in my opinion, is the only option. I'll give this, Gage. I want to get your hot take for the trade deadline. There's an hour left. What is something you think happens? My hot take, Denver Broncos trade for Mark Andrews.
Really?
That's my hot take. I need something hot. I don't need something like Michael Mayer to the Packers. Screw that. We already know that's something that could possibly happen. What's your hot take, Gage?
I'm in a similar boat with Broncos, but I think they're going to get Rashad Bateman.
You think Broncos get Rashad Bateman?
That's my hot take because they need a receiver.
Okay.
And Rashad Bateman, you know how he's been with this team with the Ravens. You hate him anyways, as you know.
Yeah, I've not
And
been a fan of Rashad Bateman.
He's been very moody.
The thing is you weren't here in the summer, were you? So you missed me saying this.
Yeah.
I said all summer long, Rashad Bateman has a chance to be this team's wide receiver one. And he just never stepped up and did it, unfortunately. So, that it is what it is, man.
That's the only trade I can see for the Ravens, though. I don't see the Ravens at this rate for the last under hour to go. I don't see him making. I don't see anything that's going to happen with them buying anything. They don't seem to be. They offered a second and fourth rounder for Quinnen Williams. Look what they got for him. Look what the Jets got for him instead.
Jonathan, you can't call Bateman our deep ball threat when he hasn't been a deep ball threat this year. Sure, he was a deep ball threat last year. Where's he been in the big 2025, man? Nowhere. In fact, he gives up on deep ball routes.
Kai likes it. Kai Lindsay likes it. Says Mandrews and Bateman for Nick Bonito.
Ooh!
I would take that a heartbeat. I don't know about you.
I'm gonna slack our Broncos host and say Andrews plus Bateman for Nick Bonito. He's on who? Nick Bonito? You're thinking of Joel Bitonio. I like Bateman and Andrews for Nick Bonito.
That is a spicy hot take. If that comes through, we may have found our new rookie scoops.
I like that, Craig. Craig, that's good stuff, man.
I think it was Kai that came up with that. Kai Lindsay.
It
is.
Itchy coming in with a $2 super chat. We got a couple of super chats to get to from both streams.
Yeah.
I'm asking. Sorry. Should have clarified it.
Oh, yeah, he'll be losing his crap for that. All right, first super chat while Joey is working on that.
Well, hey, our Broncos host said for that trade idea of Bateman and Andrews for Nick Bonito, all caps, no way.
Hey, if it works, that's maybe the fleece of the year for the Ravens. That they pull that off.
Yeah.
I will say.
What's up, Spencer? Good to see you, my friend. Itchy coming in with a 2. Mark Andrews in a 4th for Reagan Gary. Do you mean Rashawn Gary? Let's see. I think you mean Rashawn Gary.
That's what I'm thinking, too.
The Packers aren't going to trade Rashawn Gary. That just is what it is. There's a reason that they traded for Micah Parsons because they wanted to have those guys all together. They're not going to give up Rashawn. Mike Witt coming in with a 5. If we get Michael Mayer next year, 2 tight end set of Mayer and Kraft could actually be really good. Just saying, yeah, 100%.
I like that.
I totally agree. Man, it's just so devastating what happened with Tucker Kraft. I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I hate that happened. Such an awesome player, such an awesome guy, was having an unbelievable season, was easily, undebatably a top 5 tight end in the sport.
And for me, he fits the Green Bay persona I don't know about you, but the blue collar, blue chip, aggressive style of being under the radar.
Yeah.
He was in college too, from South Dakota State. Very under the radar player.
Yeah, he fits the Green Bay Packers.
He does.
Chill, under the radar, not super flashy.
Very blue
South
collar.
Dakota State guy, blue collar. He fits the city. He fits the franchise. And man, he was having an awesome season.
I mean, Michael Mayer sounds like a Green Bay Packer already.
Yeah, Michael
He
Mayer
does.
might be. I mean, I'm not in love with Michael Mayer, but I think you need another weapon on offense. Brad Shaley coming in with the 2. Mayer for Wicks and a late pick sounds good to me. I don't know if I give up Wicks.
That's the part
with
that
Matthew
scares
Golden
me.
dealing with the injury, Tucker Kraft now out for the season. I want to keep Wicks.
And then with the Reed still being questionable to
Yeah, with
return late.
Reed still not being back, man, I think you want to keep Wicks. But thanks for the $2 super chat, Brad. Did we get a 5 in there? We did get a 5 from Witt, right? Mike. Great. Yes, I'm saying for the Go Pack Go. Da-da, da-da-da-da, Go Pack Go. Remember, $5. We'll either do the Ravens chant or we will do a Go Pack Go. All right, Gage, let's talk about people that might still be on the trade block. Do we have any graphs that kind of support that stuff? People that might be guys to look at, okay? Great, let's do it. Let's do Ravens first. Yeah, Ravens would like IDL. Yeah, they just don't need edge because of Dre'Mont Jones. So we're going to look at interior defensive line for both sides. Also, hey, make sure to hit that thumbs up button. If you're watching us for the first time, like the video, subscribe. We've got over 500 Ravens fans with us, over 270 Packers fans. So subscribe to the channel, hit that thumbs up button. So, trade candidates for the defensive tackle spot. Quinnen Williams, he's gone. Mozzie Smith, he's gone. T'Vondre Sweat could be an interesting option. I would not mind him one bit. Shelby Harris, interesting option. Devon Godchow and McKinley Jackson. I think of those guys, T'Vondre Sweat is my favorite. On the edge, Trey Hendrickson, neither team got a deal for him. I don't think the Ravens are going to deal for an edge anymore. I think the Green Bay Packers are already solid on edge. For a guy like, let's talk about interior of the offensive line now. Because I think this is a place that either team could go, Packers or Ravens. I think that there's still some good options. I think Kevin Zeitler is far and away my favorite option. Evan Neal's interesting. He hasn't really panned out so far in New York, but I think, New York's New York. Daniel Jones leaves there, and he looks like the MVP. So if Evan Neal leaves New York, he comes to Baltimore, he comes to Green Bay. That's a guy who I think could still pan out to be an impressive player. Jackson Powers-Johnson really, really interests me from Las Vegas. For the cornerback position, Reek Woolen at the top of the list. Trayvon Diggs, Alontae Taylor, a young option with a lot of, upside. And Rasul Douglas, Christian Fulton, Jaquan McMillan, Cam Taylor-Britt. I think Alontae Taylor and Reek Woolen would be my 2 favorite options of anybody on this list. So that's kind of where you could go for any of those guys. Anything you could need for both the Green Bay Packers and the Baltimore Ravens. We got a couple of super chats to get to. Looks like we did get a 5 from the Baltimore Ravens rundown, which means we got to do an R-A-V-E-N-S Ravens. What moves do you realistically think that the Ravens are going to make in the last 50 minutes, and do you think we can go on a 5-game winning streak? Moves over the last 50 minutes. I think you make a move. I think you only make one. I came in today thinking that, hey, maybe the Ravens could make 2 moves. Maybe they can get an interior offensive lineman. Maybe they can get an interior defensive lineman. Maybe they can get both of those. Now that we got 50 minutes left, I think it's very unlikely that they make 2 moves. I think that they make 1 move, and I think it is for defensive line, interior. That's going to be my call. Gage, what's your call? Where do you think they make a move? Last 50 minutes.
I agree. I think defensive line.
Okay.
And if they do anything else to get away players, I would not be surprised if Mark Andrews gets to become with a different team as well.
Great.
Just trade away.
Sounds good. All right, thanks for the 5, Michael. And 5-game winning streak. I got to answer that. You got Vikings. You got Browns, Jets, Bengals, Steelers. You could, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that it's likely, But if the Vikings and Browns game passes, I think the easiest loss on that is the Steelers. Not that I'm scared of the Steelers, but the Vikings, Browns, Bengals, Jets, I'm not really scared of them at all. And so you could go on a 5-game winning streak. Sergio Kennedy, Jay Power, Jay, and Mayer would be nice, or A-Chain. A-Chain. We know that the Green Bay Packers have been interested in Devon A-Chain over the past couple of weeks. We know for a fact that they did reach out to him. They reached out and called on the Miami Dolphins and checked on what his availability would be. That is a team, Gage. I'm surprised that hasn't made a move yet. Okay?
I agree. I mean, they have Bradley Chubb is still on the board. And they already got Jalen Phillips earlier a few days ago, and Bradley Chubb still being there, but like 48 minutes to go.
Yeah,
that
Bradley
is
Chubb still on the board. Devon A-Chain still on the board. I'm a little bit surprised. I'm a little bit surprised that nobody's moved on from Miami. They got the 4th overall pick. They just fired their general manager. If anybody makes some sparks over the last couple of bit, I would expect it to be the Miami Dolphins.
Are you also surprised that the Eagles have been kind of quiet lately? Like Howie Roseman's still been kind of quiet?
I don't think that surprises me much because, also Packers signing free agent wide receiver Michael Woods II to the practice squad.
Perfect.
Well, there's a move from Green Bay. I wouldn't be surprised if sorry, what'd you ask me again?
I asked because Howie Roseman has been really quiet.
Yeah, Eagles.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised because he made 3 straight trades in a row. Traded for Jalen, traded for Michael Carter, traded for Jaire Alexander.
So you think the Eagles will not be making anything
today?
I
wouldn't be surprised if they stand pat.
Okay.
And that's kind of right now my gut tells me Green Bay stands pat. They don't make another move. I think Baltimore makes one more in the next 47 minutes. Mike Witt going to the 5. My hot take, trade deadline, Miami trades Waddle to Pittsburgh for a second. Mike, that's hot, yes. But I am here to tell you, Miami ain't letting go of Jalen Waddle unless it is for a first-round pick.
He's coming with some spicy picks. Some spicy ideas.
Yeah, that's a good idea, though, Matt. It is a good idea. I feel like our Super Chat battle is getting pretty close between these two teams right now. Right now, I believe the Ravens are on top 181 to 161. That is spicy, ladies and gentlemen. Broncos just expended Bonito. Not a chance that trade happens. 1 second. Y'all love EDC, and the next y'all crying, says Starbeam Sora. EDC, 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 wake up. Let's see what Colt Jackson is saying. I'm going to check on Easton Butler for Green Bay. I'm going to check on Colt Jackson. The Packers have reached out to the New York Giants about offensive tackle Evan Neal coming from Easton Butler. Interesting. That is Easton Butler. Yes, it is. So here's the update to our Super Chat battle. Ravens rundown on top, 181 to 161, up 20. Who's going to end the day with the highest made? Y'all let me know down below. Okay, I checked in on Easton. Let me check in on Cole Jackson. I saw that, yeah. Yeah, that sounds good. Oh, man. That is all that is happening. Not much of juice from the Ravens side, not much juice from the Packers side. Other than this, Packers have reached out to the New York Giants about offensive tackle Evan Neal per source. Okay, I can tell you this right now. Evan Neal, whether he goes to Baltimore or whether he goes to Green Bay, he's probably not going to play offensive tackle. Okay? You can just leave this. You're fine. Evan Neal has had a struggle so far in New York, but in my opinion, I think that kind of shows you a little bit more about what New York is than it does Evan Neal. Because think about what's happened. Daniel Jones leaves the Giants, and then automatically he becomes like this unbelievable MVP caliber player under Shane Steichen and the Indianapolis Colts. So just because Evan Neal hasn't had a good run so far in New York doesn't mean that he is a bad player. Because we see players every single year go from the New York Giants, go to other teams, and then automatically they are far better players than they were when they were with the Giants and when they were in the Big Apple. So, interesting to see what Brian Gutekunst and the Packers have up their sleeve. I don't think that offensive line is the biggest need for this team right now. I do think it's interior defensive line. I do think it is cornerback. But maybe with the news coming from earlier, the fact that we've got, we got Asante Samuel Jr. that's going to be cleared to play, and I think the Packers are extremely interested in him. Whitney Dang saying, hope Commanders and Chiefs will talk during the bye week like us to improve their games. Jay says, but what about Andre Thomas? He's been able to be, or Andrew Thomas, he's been able to be good for the Giants. Yeah, no, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Athens saying, EDC, please make a move. Smoke and Play podcast says, I told you it's over. We have less than 45 minutes until the end of the trade deadline. Breon Mitchell, Micah Parsons was available. Max Crosby was available. I don't think Max Crosby is available. Okay, I'm just going to tell you that right now. That does not make any sense to me from the Las Vegas Raiders' perspective. I think they've kind of told us, time and time again that he's not going to go anywhere. EDC don't care for this team. What did Green Bay give for Parsons? Asked the Greatness. They gave Kenny Clark and a first-round pick. That is it. Man, I keep getting Adam Schefter noties on Twitter, and then I get really excited about it, and then I open it, and it's like nothing. So, he's kind of blue balling us, if we're being honest. Okay, if you guys got any questions for us, actually, Gage, let's make sure they're hitting that thumbs up button on today's video, okay? Make sure you're liking today's video. We got almost 600 people that are Ravens fans hanging out with us, almost 350 people that are Packers fans. I need that Packers stream to get to 200 likes. I need the Ravens stream to get to 250, okay? Hit that thumbs up button if you want your team to make a trade. Like the video. Who can get to their goal faster? That's the question. Will the Packers fans be able to do it? Will the Ravens fans be able to do it? Who's going to get there faster? Okay, hit that thumbs up button if you want your team to make a trade like today's video. Ty says it's over, and now we just await from excuses from EDC. I'm not going to lie, Ravens fans. If Eric DeCosta does not make a move, I'm going to be pretty upset about it because this team has glaring holes. And the AFC North, in my opinion, is still wide open. You have an elite quarterback. And you've got a team that's on a little bit of a win streak. Okay? So I'm going to be upset. I'll tell you this right now if Eric DeCosta does not make a move. The Green Bay Packers fans are falling a little bit behind. Ravens fans off to a hot start, only 24 likes away from their goal. Packers fans a full 56 likes away. Can they do it? Chewbacca says Packers ain't doing shit. EDC has slippy hands, can't pick up the phone. I'm going to be mad as fuck. Titans already said Justin Simmons is not going anywhere. Some of y'all don't know football. Why would EDC give first-round picks for a team he's not sure will make the playoffs? So he's making small trades. Help if we win. Ooh, I'm getting hungry, Gage. I'm not going to lie to you. We're not trading for a cornerback, if that's what you mean, says Chester. Joey, Commanders and Chiefs need to improve during their bye week, so you agree. Commanders, they might just be able to. If I'm the Commanders, I might just cash in on the season. Get a good pick. Jaden Daniels is done. It's over. Ravens fans, 15 likes away. Now 11 likes away. Packers fans are 42. Who's going to get there first? Let's do a sub and then draft order. And then after draft order, we will just recap quickly trades, and we'll do just from the last 24 hours. Told you, it's easy doing these when they're all built for you, isn't it? It's a good time. 4 likes away, Ravens fans. That's it. Hey, and if this is y'all's first time here, make sure that you subscribe to the channel, okay? It's easy. It takes you half a second to click, and you don't even remember that you did it, if we're being 100% honest, okay? So if you subscribe today, I will be so grateful. We're trying to get to 41,000 subscribers on Ravens. We're trying to get to 18,000 subscribers on Packers. We give you daily videos. We are live for every single game day. And if your team makes a move, when your team makes a move, we've got you covered right here. So don't miss a moment. It's free to subscribe. And most times you forget that you do it anyway. You kind of hit that subscribe button. It doesn't sign you up for a mailing list or anything. And then you kind of just go about the rest of your day. So if you're just checking in for the first time, we're here every single day. So subscribe. Join us right now for daily coverage. Dang, Ravens fans. Only 17 likes away from getting to 300. I didn't even challenge them to 300 likes. They're just already crushing it. Okay, let's reset and let's talk about the draft order. Because this is going to give you a little bit of insight on. These are not updated. We've had a couple trades change these things. But this is going to give you a little insight on who might be buyers, who might be sellers. Obviously, if you're towards the top of the draft order, you are going to most likely be sellers, and we've seen that play so far with the Saints and the Jets and the Titans last night, already all making moves. They've got the top 3 picks in next year's draft as of right now. I get it. We still got 9 weeks left of the season. This is just how we currently sit. Dolphins at 4. Again, we talked. Surprised they have not made a move yet. Keep an eye out on Miami over the next 39 minutes. Giants, Browns, Raiders, Cardinals. Then you go to the Bengals and the Commanders to round out your top 10. Ravens right now sitting at number 11. Surprising seeing them sit there. Obviously, I think that's going to change. Rams, Texans, Cowboys, Vikings, Panthers. That rounds out the top half of your draft. Chiefs, Bears, Browns via Jacksonville, Steelers, Lions, Chargers, 49ers. This says Cowboys via Green Bay, but I believe, wait, they sit there. They get there. Okay, Bills, Seahawks, Rams, Broncos, Bucks, Pats, Eagles, and then because the Colts gave up their first-round pick, that's going to be the Jets to round out the first round of the draft. We're going to give you up to date on everything that has happened so far today, so if you guys missed anything, this is what you missed. Earlier this morning, while we were all still sleeping, in fact, I did wake up to this news. Logan Wilson was traded from the Cincinnati Bengals to the Dallas Cowboys. All it costed Jerry Jones was a 2026 7th-round pick. The very next move that was made was the Jaguars getting Jacoby Myers, wide receiver, and Packers fans. We do know that the Jaguars called 3 times on Romeo Doubs. So, obviously, Romeo Doubs, they're not interested in him anymore. The Raiders got in return a 4th-round and a 6th-round pick. The biggest trade of today so far did involve the New York Jets. Again, they made 2 big trades. Sauce Gardner, that's who the Colts got. They gave up a first-round pick in both 2026 and 2027. And Adonai Mitchell, I really think the Jets won that trade. The Seahawks, they got Shaheed, the need for speed, Shaheed, from the New Orleans Saints. In return, they got a 4th-rounder and a 5th-round pick. I think that's the most mutually beneficial trade today. Joe Tryon-Shoyinka, edge rusher from Cleveland, went to the Bears and also did a 7th-round pick. The Browns got in return a 2026 6th-rounder. Another big trade from the New York Jets, sending Quinnen Williams to the Dallas Cowboys. In return, they get Mozzie Smith, a former first-round pick. They get a 2026 second-round pick and a 2027 first-round pick. And I know for a fact that broke the hearts of so many Ravens fans across the country. And since then, it has been quiet. It's been what, Gage? Probably about an hour since we've gotten our last trade. So with all those trades happening, I ask you, who do you want your team to trade for? Let me know in the comment section down below. Who do you want your team to trade for? Weigh in for me. Joe, do you think the Giants are willing to trade Dexter Lawrence? No, I don't. We've heard absolutely 0 trade buzz from Dexter Lawrence so far, so I would be absolutely shocked if he ended up getting dealt.
I gotta say though that even though we haven't seen much in the past hour, the next 30 minutes will probably be crazy.
Yeah, I think the next 30 minutes are gonna be pretty wild. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Cole Jackson tweeting out nothing so far. Let's see if Easton Butler's gotten anything for us. Okay, update for Baltimore Ravens fans. Teams are calling the Raiders about edge rusher Max Crosby and getting denied. Las Vegas has no motivation to move him, per sources.
So he's off the block.
The
altogether.
49ers are attempting to trade for Trey Hendrickson, per source. The rumored asking price, the first-round pick. Niners still in play for Jets edge Jermaine Johnson as well. Those are the two latest scoops that we've gotten from Austin Butler.
So Jermaine Johnson and possibly the next one that they're talking about from the Jets instead of Breece Hall. Okay.
Okay, I asked you to name a player your team should trade for. Packers want A-Chain. They want Denzel Ward. Okay, they want Denzel Ward or David Njoku. They want Michael Mayer. Packers need a tight end. LeBeau wants Douglas back. Ravens fans says, who do they want? Jake Browning, please. Spencer wants Sexy Dexy. Interesting. Ramsey says $50, says EDC is sleeping right now. Jeffrey Simmons says IC. Jeffrey Simmons would be my dream pick.
That'll
There
be
have
a
been
blockbuster.
6 trades today, tied for the third most on any trade deadline day, going back to 1990.
Really?
Yeah, wow.
It seemed kind of quiet though.
Simmons is not available, says the greatness. Yeah, he is not.
If he somehow gets traded, I think that will probably be more of a blockbuster hit than probably Sauce because the Titans said clearly that he's not on the block.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be crazy if he ends up getting dealt. We have Danny Hurton wanting Mark Andrews. Michael Mayer for the Pack, says Ken. Jordan Morgan for selling for Zach Tom, says Karsten. I think the Ravens might trade for Jeffrey Simmons or Zeitler. Is Jeffrey Simmons still free agent? I feel like he is.
He might be, yeah.
Do you mind looking that up for me?
Yeah, I got you.
We'll have stats and info, get on it. YK Keiko says realistic Campbell and Taylor for the Saints. EDC sucks. I'm officially done with him. Exam Wise, says Kevin Zeitler. I'm going to Slack our Saints insider and see if he's gotten any recent news on Alontae Taylor. Any recent buzz on Alontae? No, I would like to know if Justin Simmons is a free agent still. Trade rush to the Saints, says Moggs. Z. Lenny wants Lamar Jackson. Cowboys want to give 2 first-round draft picks and Kenny Clark for Micah Parsons. Yes, okay. No trade buzz from Alontae Taylor as of right now. Trade deadline was over 1 hour and a half ago. Daylight savings, remember. I saw a funny joke on TikTok. I'm not going to lie to you. It made me laugh out loud. It said, I knew it was daylight savings because instead the kids in my neighborhood were saying 5-6 instead of 6-7. Yeah, that made me laugh.
Well, this
Flagship says Ruiz and Chubb for me. Let me Slack our Dolphins insider and see if there's any. Actually, the Ravens aren't going to trade for Bradley Chubb. They traded for Dre'Mont Jones. If they go for anybody, it's interior of the offensive line or interior defensive line. Lamar Jackson should ask for trade. Team do nothing to build championship team. Need pass rush. I want to see what time Tre'Davious White was traded for last season. Because I feel like that was more towards the end of it. Let's see. 2:22 p.m. So around this time was when the Ravens made the deal for Tre'Davious White last season.
So here's the question, though, Joey. So you said they need both an interior defensive lineman and offensive lineman. Which do you think they need more of, offense or defense?
That's a great question, Gage. Which do they need more of, Baltimore? Offensive line or defensive line? I would say defensive line. I mean, I've said it multiple times today. Your second best interior defensive lineman right now is Brent Urban or an ISP. So, I mean, it's, in my opinion, you got to have a better interior defensive line. Jay and Lax wants Tavondre Sweat and Zeitler, one-stop shop. Kevin Z, please, or maybe Jeffrey Simmons as Ice Clutch. Deron Payne from Washington, get him EDC. Marquise wants defense. Yaz says defense. Mary says offense. Hey, we got a $2 super chat. After this, let's get an update and a weigh-in 2 on the battle. Put Harbaugh in next to Fa'alele. We got a $2 from American Eagle 2024. It would be very, very interesting if it ever happened. I doubt it does. I mean, I'm actually positive. Okay, update from Easton Butler. 6 teams still calling for Miami running back Devon Achane, but Miami is reluctant to moving him because Miami and Mike McDaniel wants him for the foreseeable future. Those teams, Green Bay, New England, KC, Los Angeles, both Los Angeles and Houston. Yes, let me send that to roll off. $2 for American Eagle. Myles Garrett and Denzel Ward of the Packers. Well, Myles Garrett, impossible. Denzel Ward could happen. I have heard that the Packers are interested in one Mr. Denzel Ward. That makes this Super Chat battle even the more interesting. Right now, the Green Bay Packers report is down 163 to 181. Ravens rundown on top. Who's going to get to 200 first? We will see over the next 28 minutes. Defensive line needs upgrades, says Sabache. We need Dex T. Hall in offensive line next to Falele. My dream for the Ravens is you trade for Kevin Zeitler. You get him back on the offensive line. And then after a week, what did I say? Ravens. And then after, 3 weeks? Emory Jones Jr. goes in there, and those are your 2 no offensive guards. Icy says, Joey, would you be complaining if the Ravens traded 2 first-round picks and more to the Titans for Jeffrey Simmons? Maybe. That's a lot. 2 first-rounders for Jeffrey Simmons. I don't think that would be worth it. I would trade a first and a player. That might be crazy. This was my trade deadline dream as of yesterday night. Trade for Kevin Zeitler. Trade for either Jeffrey Simmons, Bradley Chubb, or Quinnen Williams. Unfortunately, that's not going to happen. And trade away Mark Andrews for a third. I would love a third-round pick for Mark Andrews. That one kind of seeming unlikely as of right now. I'm going to make sure to send that Slack to Coop as well to make sure that they're getting it over there in Miami. So we are less than 30 minutes away. Gauge over under 1.5 more trades left in this trade deadline.
I think we'll get 4, so I'm saying over.
4 left?
I think we have 4 left to go. I think I think it's going to be coming in like a tsunami.
I do not think so. 4 left. Wow, that would be wild.
How many do you think?
6 that we've gotten today already ties for the third most since 1990. You think there's going to be 10 total?
I feel like there's still I feel like there's something crazy going to happen. It's going to be like a tsunami. Like one big trade's going to happen, and then it's going to open up the floodgates, if you will. And I feel like it's going to happen like right around the 15-minute mark. It's going to start once time starts crunching down. GM's are going to be on the call a little more rapidly. So I feel like something crazy is about to happen soon. How about you?
2
Over
more
under.
moves happen.
So over, you take the over as well?
I would take the over of 1.5, but I would take the under if it was 2.5.
Okay.
Z Lennyman asks, can a team sign a free agent after the deadline? Yes, you can. Trade deadline just ends trades.
And that goes till March.
Yep. EDC sleepy like Harbaugh on game time, says Victor. Yeah, I think Eric DaCosta took a little bit too much melatonin last night. There's just so many holes in this group right now, which is so frustrating.
Which one are you more surprised by?
Do we have the Ravens team card?
Yeah, I got you.
Great, thank you. Fear says, Joey, you got me confused on my days now. Did I mess something up? Maybe I messed something up. It's over like the diddler and baby oil if he finds you. Like Freddy in Nightmare on Elm Street. That's graphic. I hope Mark Andrews doesn't get traded. He is Lamar's number 1 weapon. I don't think he is anymore. Yeah, I don't think he is anymore. He used to be. Adam Schefter said more moves are being made. When did Adam Schefter say that? Gage is going with 4 more, which seems crazy. Gage loves the craziness. Apparently, the Steelers missed chance at Jacoby Myers exposing the high-stakes gamble of NFL trades. What does that say about the strategy for the future? And we got a $50 Super Chat from the Packers report side of things. This one is electric. It does. So the Packers report got there first. And American Eagle, we're going to get your super chat up on screen. But before we do that, we got to get your name on the helmet, my friend. And we got to give this a bang! American Eagle with a 50. I think the Packers should trade for Denzel Ward and Mark Andrews. Go, Pack, go. Da-da, da-da-da-da. Go, Pack, go. Big stuff right there from our Packers report side of things, which now leads the Super Chat battle 181 to 213. American Eagle 2024. I don't know. How is the Ravens rundown gonna respond? Okay, American Eagle 2024. Bang. Right there, my friend. Join in the biker gang. $20 total on today's show. Gets you on that. And that gets them over $213. Charles Woodson, Dre'Mont Williams sound good right now, says Florentino. No way you trade the leading touchdown scorer in Ravens history, Mandrews. Yeah, they're not going to trade Mandrews unless they get something good for him. I'll tell you that right now. EDC in John's bed. That just made me laugh out loud. That was good. Andrews to the Packers for Wyatt and Morgan. Interesting. Come on now, EDC, I believe in you. Redeem yourself. We have 22 minutes until the trade deadline's over. Camel Crush saying, breaking news, EDC just left John Harbaugh's home. Yeah, he's doing the walk of shame right now. So, apparently from Adam Schefter, the Steelers missed chance at Jacoby Myers, exposing the high-stakes gamble of NFL trades. So, they were on the phones trying to get one Jacoby Myers. Adam Schefter says there's one more deal at least. Interesting. We got the Ravens' biggest weaknesses, defensive line, interior offensive line, and cornerback. They've made a couple of trades so far. Right now they sit at 3-5, second in the AFC North. They sit with $15 million in cap space. Gage, you can push that across. 13th best in the National Football League. And the Ravens replenished their pass rush with the addition of Dre'Mont Jones. That's where the Ravens stand right now with things. The Green Bay Packers, we'll get that one up in a second as well. We also got a $5 from Dre Dog, which gives us a RAVENS Ravens. American Eagle with another 20. Let's go. We do got a lot to update, man. We do got a lot to update. Let's go to these super chats, and then we'll go back to the Packers trade deadline team card. Starting off with Dre Dog. Why are we talking about O-line? Knowing Harb's ego will not admit he's wrong about Daniel Falele. If we go to O-line, it's only for depth. Yeah, Dre, you're not wrong, man. And that's the most frustrating thing about John Harbaugh with the situation of the offensive line. It is one thing to have a bad offensive line, but it's another thing, totally different, to have a head coach who is convinced, who has kidded himself enough to believing that his offensive line is good. And I think that's the most frustrating thing of this. If John Harbaugh was out here saying, you know what, let's just go ahead and give Ben Cleveland a shot, okay? Let's go ahead and give Ben Cleveland a shot. But he's not even doing that. And in my opinion, that is really, really frustrating to me. So I get what you're saying. American Eagle came in with a 20. super chat. I proposed to my girlfriend today. She said yes. Also a Packers fan. Let's freaking go, Pack, go. Well, American Eagle, this is for you and your girlfriend. Da-da, da-da-da-da-da. Go, Pack, go! That is awesome, man. Congratulations. I've been married for 1.5 years. Best decision I ever made. And hope it was a special moment for you guys. I know the wedding's going to be awesome. Thanks so much for that 20, man. And you're the man. Chase, hyped to get my jersey. Go Ravens. What's up, Chase? Matt Lewis just made my stomach drop by saying, Schefter just announced we got Mad Max. I love you, EDC. That is not true. That is not true. It's not true. Wow, that would have been awesome. Chase, thank you so much for the 5. Good enough for an R-A-V-E-N-S Ravens. Gage, for some reason, you have trouble with that chant, which is insane because it's just spelling the word Ravens. And for some reason, Gage has trouble with it. All righty, we got 20 minutes left, less than that. Let's recap everything that's happened today, shall we? Let's do that. And then we'll go back to the Packers team card. Yeah, let's start top to bottom. The most recent trade we got, and we have not gotten a trade since then. Let me see how long it's been since the Quinnen Williams Cowboys trade went down. It's at least been over an hour. 105. It's been an hour and 40. Hour 40 since our last trade. That was Quinnen Williams to the Dallas Cowboys. The Jets got back a pretty good haul back. Mozzie Smith, former first-round pick, 2026 second, 2027 first. And if you're a Ravens fan that is just now joining us, I'm not going to lie to you. I think I would do that. Sounds crazy. Quinnen Williams is young. He's talented. He could help this defensive line tremendously. And I think he would kind of, go over that last hump that this defense needs. Wait, we got a Twitter notification. Okay. As expected, Eagles wide receiver A.J. Brown has not been and will not be traded by today's deadline. Adam, put the Twitter down unless you got an update. The Chicago Bears got better today, adding Joe Tryon-Shoyinka, the edge rusher, for a 2026 7th-round pick. Browns, in return, got a 2026 6th-rounder. I feel like for the Bears, that's an underwhelming trade for them. I know that they wanted something a little bit better than Joe Tryon-Shoyinka. I know the fans at least wanted something a little bit better, but hey, I don't care, frankly. For the Seattle Seahawks, and what we're calling today the most well-rounded trade of the day, the Seahawks got Rashid, the need for speed, Shaheed, and in return, the Saints got a 2026 4th and 5th-round pick. Look, the Saints aren't going anywhere this season. That's obvious. They're probably going to have the 1st-round pick. So they get to add a little extra draft picks for 2026. They get to rebuild. And the Seahawks then get to add to an offense that's already been really, really solid so far in 2025. They had a great deep threat, a great speedy wide receiver. The Colts shook up the NFL, our first big trade of the day. They are trading away Sauce Gardner to the Indianapolis Colts for a 2026 and 2027 first-round pick in Adonai Mitchell. I feel like this is the most one-sided trade of the day so far. Like, there's been some teams that have easily won trades, and there's been teams that easily lost trades, but this one is so obvious who the winner is and who the loser is. But the Colts feel like this might be their year to compete for a title, so they want to get better on the defensive side of the ball, especially in the secondary.
Well, let me ask you this before we move on. Who do you think is the winner of that?
Oh, the Jets won.
Okay, perfect. Because I saw somewhere that, like you said, that the Jets were graded D for this trade, where the Colts are graded an A+.
Yeah. No, the Jets won that trade. No questions about it. Jacoby Myers, he was traded from the Las Vegas Raiders to the Jacksonville Jaguars. Las Vegas got a 4th and a 6th-round pick in return for 2026. Las Vegas in a similar boat as the New Orleans Saints are. They're just kind of trying to rebuild, trying to stack as many draft picks as they can. The one that woke us up this morning, Logan Wilson to the Dallas Cowboys. A 7th-round pick is what the Bengals got in return. And one move's not going to fix this Cowboys defense. It is terrible. But Getting Logan Wilson for 7th, I don't think that's a terrible start. And then the one that happened late last night, I was on a walk with my dog, with my wife. We're about to, it was beautiful weather outside, get some family time, and then the Ravens traded for Dre'Mont Jones. Had to turn around, get back home, get a video out. They received in return a conditional 2026 first-round pick, which basically means if the Ravens make the playoff and Dre'Mont Jones gets 2 or more sacks for the rest of the season for Baltimore, then that will turn into a 4th-rounder for the Tennessee Titans. We got a $10 super chat from Reality Shift. It sucks that Goop probably thinks he has a complete team now. I just hope our secondary can show improvement at this point. I feel like right now, Brian Gutekunst is not making a move at the cornerback position because I think they like their chances of being able to land Asante Samuel Jr., who just got cleared to play yesterday. I think that's where they're going next. Okay, I know they're very, very interested. American Eagle 5 coming in. Plus, my fiance and I are having a little girl, and we're having a beach wedding in Florida. Wow, life is on the up and up for our man American Eagle. Congrats. Do we have a name for the little girl? And when is the due date, American Eagle? I want to know, my friend. Appreciate you guys for the support. And that earned the Packers fans a da-da, da-da-da-da, go, Pack, go. All righty. Let's check in on the latest intel that we're getting on social media. See if we've gotten anything new to talk about today. Nothing new from the Ravens side of things. Let me check in on Cole Jackson. Nothing new. Let's see if Easton Butler's gotten us something. Nothing from Easton Butler as well. So both teams, the Packers and the Ravens, sit with 12 minutes left in the trade deadline. And it's not looking like something is going to happen for either of them. Which, for the Green Bay Packers, that's not too surprising. I kind of always thought they were going to stand pat. For the Baltimore Ravens, you made a deal for Dre'Mont Jones yesterday. I just don't think that can be it, man. I just don't think that can be it. There's too many holes in this roster. There's too many holes in this offensive line. I think you need something else. Give me something else on the defensive line. Give me something else on the offensive line. Give me something, man. It's frustrating. It really, really is. Name a player you think your team should trade for down below in the comment section. We got almost 800 people at the Baltimore Ravens Rundown. We got almost 400 at the Packers Report. If this is your first time hanging out with us, make sure you subscribe. Keep us around. It's free to sub. All it costs you is a click of the mouse. That's it. We give you daily videos. We are live for every single game. And if you want the most up-to-date information on the daily, you found it right here. So subscribe, and you'll most likely just forgot that you did it. If you're already subscribed, go find your wife's phone, your mom's phone, your grandma's phone. Make sure they're subscribed as well. You don't have to tell me there. EDC is the worst GM, says Rush. Love ya, says fire EDC. Rush says fire EDC. Icy says 2 firsts for Jeffrey Simmons and Kevin Zeitler. EDC got outdone by Jerry SMH. Chubb and Zeitler both 10 minutes away. Jen says, if we get A-Chain, then I'll donate 200. Jen, deal. So we did get a little bit of an update on Devon A-Chain. We know that the Green Bay Packers have called on him today. Okay? Miami, however, is still reluctant to move him because Miami and Mike McDaniels wants him for the foreseeable future. Okay? That's kind of the latest we've got on Devon A-Chain. Steelers signed MVS to the practice squad. I am a little bit surprised that the Steelers have not made a move for a wide receiver either. I kind of felt like a move was going to be coming. So, Gage, how you feeling about 4 moves in the next 10 minutes?
Yeah, I think that ship may have sailed. I'm not going to lie.
Hey, can you make a way for me?
Yep.
Want your team to make a move? Spam me. EDC is really going to draft with 11 picks. Yeah, man, that's the most frustrating part is the Baltimore Ravens are at this point where They are contenders. Okay? But they're contenders with a lot of holes in the roster. If you're contending for Super Bowls, and I get it, the team's 3-5. I understand that. But if you're contending for Super Bowls, man, which you are with Lamar Jackson, you don't need 11 draft picks. That makes me so upset, man. It really, really does. Do you want your team to make a move? Spam me down below. Want your team to make a move for a player? We got less than 10 minutes left in the NFL trade deadline. It is done and dusted at 3 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Eastern. And if you want your team to make a move, spam me in the comment section down below. I see Jen. I see Soul. I see Cucumber. I see White 21 Sav. I see Ethan, Athena, Zeke, Ty, OC, Ty, Athena, Sid. I got Prime Master. I got Jen, Icy, Athena, OC, Whitney. Keep them going. Keep them going. You want your team to make a move? Let me know. I see you, Jen. I see you, Z, Lenny, Packers, Jen, White, Florentino, Ethan, GMFJ, D Edits, Packers Thumb. We got Athena, OC, Adam, Luis, Chase, Love Ya, MJ, Mason, James. Tons of people want a move to be made. And I can understand why. I truly, truly can. Okay, I understand it. We've got less than 8 minutes, Gage. That means a trade would have to happen every 2 minutes. Yeah, I think that ship has sailed. We've got just a little bit left, and you can just put this as an L3. In this Super Chat battle between these two channels, and right now, the Packers report is up to 248, Gage. Packers report is crushing the Ravens rundown. 191 to 248. Will the Ravens be able to make a late push? Will the Ravens find themselves being able to cross the 200 mark? Let me know down below. Remember, every 5, we'll go ahead and give your team your chant. For 20 total, you get to be on the Helmet Hall of Fame clubs for each team. 6 minutes, 50 seconds left. My gut is not feeling good about either of these teams, okay? My gut is kind of telling me neither of these teams is going to make a move. Quinnen's not saving the Cowboys season. I can tell you that right here and right now. Okay, that is a promise. Jets killed it to say, says Mike. Yeah, if they're not going to compete, man, might as well sell. Do we have Calais Campbell's listicles? Let's look at Calais Campbell, or player listicles, I mean. Calais Campbell, I think, would be a slam dunk no-brainer for the Packers or the Ravens, man. I think he'd be a really, really good addition. I think he's a guy that could fit in immediately, and I get it. Calais Campbell's getting older. He's not getting any younger. He's 39. But he's not going to cost you that much in terms of what it costs to trade him. Great. Perfect. He's not going to cost you that much in what it would take to trade him. He's also not going to cost you that much in what it would take to pay him for the rest of the year. And this is a guy that, I believe would be able to help either squad. EDC, Eric don't care. Spam everywhere, guys. OC says, do you want a Super Bowl? Apparently not. I just don't get how you only add at edge, man. I don't get it. This team has so many more holes in the roster. This guy would be able to fill them. 78.3 overall grade. Pass rush grade is 68. Run defense grade is 75.7. 12 stops, 17 pressures. That was all before last night. And he had a really good night last night as well. Less than 5 minutes away. Hey, if this is y'all's first time being here, we appreciate you guys for hanging out with us. I've had a ton of fun today, even if they don't make a trade, okay? I had a blast. Me and Gage have just been hanging out, shooting the breeze for the last 2 hours, 55 minutes. make sure you're subscribed right now, because when your team makes a move, we've got you covered, and we've got you covered right here. So sub today, okay? We're bringing you daily coverage. We also, go live for every single ball game. We go live during the week as well for the Ravens. And some days we give you 2 videos every single day. So subscribe to the channel. Subscribe. We're going like crazy. I need you guys to help me keep on doing that. And, hey, does not cost you a dime. Literally one click, boom, you're done. We got a $10 super chat to get the Ravens rundown over 200 total today. Shout out to all of you guys. Dozy says 15 mil in cap space without a move will be crazy. Yeah, you got 15 mil. You got 11 draft picks, and you're sitting. For the Packers' perspective, it doesn't surprise me because I just kind of felt like they were going to stand pat. I really felt like the Ravens were going to do something. K-Cash says, let's get that to 200. Man, thank you so much, K-Cash. Is that K-Cash's first super chat today? I believe as well. Shout out K-Cash. Hey, K-Cash. If you send in one more 10, you get to be on the helmet. Be More Griff gets himself on the helmet and makes things a little bit more interesting. I'm going to fill in a couple of spots that we missed up on the front. So Be More Griff actually gets a really, really good spot because he gets an early level spot late into the game. Under 3 minutes to go. Yeah, I thought there was going to be 1.5 more trades, and it looks like there is not. Shout out K-Cash. And then, of course, we got to get to Be More Griffs as well. Sending in a $20 super chat. Bang. Be More Griffs say good luck. Be More Nations on the rest of the season. I got my fingers crossed. Corey Graff coming in with a 5. Shout out to Corey. Appreciate all you guys trying to extend that Packers report lead. This Sharpie is almost dying. Be More Griff. Be More Griff. Bang. Look at you right on front. There you are, my friend. Sending in a 20. 220 to 253. Can the Ravens bring it close late? Corey Graff. Thanks for all you do, man. Been describing you for a month and watching you every day. Corey, that means the world, man. We work hard here. A lot of people think, it's YouTube. It's easy. It's fun. And while it is a lot of fun, guys, we put in long hours. We put in a lot of work, a lot of research, a lot of behind-the-scenes grinding here at Chat Sports, a lot of crap that our friend Gage has to deal with because we put in a lot of work, man, and we do it for you guys. So I appreciate you guys showing me a little bit of love as well. That means a lot. $2 from Gom Trosi. Hey, Gage, let's get a little bit of a spam if you want your team to make a trade. Okay? Seems like Ricky Scoops thinks this is over. If you want your team to make a move, spam me, and we got a $50 super chat from Zachary Hedrick, which puts the Ravens on top, 278 to 255 at the buzzer. What's going to happen, ma'am? What is going to happen? 20 seconds left in the trade deadline. If you want your team to make a move, spam those me's. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Saints made a move with the Chargers. Pinning. Birds with a $50 super chat. put the Ravens to 328. Saints are trading offensive line Trevor Penning to the Chargers, and that's going to end the trade deadline for the Baltimore Ravens. That's going to end the trade deadline for the Green Bay Packers as well. So no moves made today by either team. For the Baltimore Ravens, I don't like that whatsoever. For the Green Bay Packers, it makes a little bit of sense, but I just felt like Baltimore needed something, man. They needed something big. Guys, let's get those 50s up on screen, though. Give them the love they deserve. Could you do me a favor also? While this is up, I have run out of gold stickers. If you could go to the Saints room and just tear off like 10, that would be great. $50. Bang! Zachary Hedrick saying, let's go Ravens. If the Ravens aren't going to make a move, at least I've got to know that Zachary's going to have my back. Appreciate you for that donation, Zachary, my man. You're going to get yourself a sticker on the Ravens Helmet Hall of Fame, and you're going to get a nice piece up in the front for it as well. The Ravens trade deadline has come and gone, and that's going to be it, folks. That is going to be it. But that's not the only 50 we got. No, it is not. Let me put my man Zachary Hedrick up on the very front of this helmet. Try not to overlap. Trying to get this one perfectly on. Boom. That's going to do it. Let's see. Let's see if this Sharpie. Yeah, me too, brother. Me too, my friend. Zachary. Gage, I'm sorry. Can you go and give me another Sharpie? This Sharpie seems tapped. They're actually, just bring my backpack. I think I got one in there. Yeah, Flagship Fantasy says, John, no doubt we made calls. Yeah, I know exactly what we're going to be getting from the presser. Thank you, my friend. Let me get Zachary on here, and then you can push across Birds. So the trade deadline is over. Packers, don't make any deals. Ravens, sit pat after last night. Zachary, Hedrick, bang, coming in. Right there, Zach. You're up front. And then we also got Burt's with a $50 super chat saying, let's go, Flock Nation. Perfect. Burt's, bang, you're up front and center as well, my friend. My dad's calling me. Dad, I'm live on Ravens and Packers for trade deadline. Great. All right, I'll see you soon. Bye. My dad said he's going to come on the stream. We just lost Matabuke and did not replace him with Quinnen. We didn't replace Matabuke with anybody, man. Not a single person. I don't get it. I don't get it at all. You had so many holes, dude. Yep, I just know we're going to get we like our guys. We're happy with the way things ended up. We like where we are. We like who we've got. And frankly, guys, like, you're 3-5. You're 3-5. And I get it, you're playing better. The defense is playing better. But do we really think the Baltimore Ravens are going to be able to go the rest of this season with just Brent Urban as your second best interior defensive lineman or an IS Peebles? Is really the plan going to be Daniel Fa'alele? Despite getting calls from Jalen Waddle and Bradley Chubb, the Dolphins did not make another deal before the deadline. $16 million in cap space. My dad's here, though. From the phone to YouTube, just like that. Everybody say hello to my dad. Dad, Ravens fans, they're pissed. They're upset. They are upset, and rightfully so. You're 3-5. You don't have any, depth in the interior of your defensive line, and you don't do anything to that. We had a couple other super chats we're going to get to. Of course, we got to those 250s from Zachary Harris. We also had a 2 from Kosi. And we also had another 5 from Dre Dog. Kosi Dan coming in with a 2. In words of EDC or Harbum, we like our guys. Yep. Jonas said, with the trade deadline come and gone, reminder, Ravens still add offensive line, defensive line through the waiver wire process. If a veteran wants to be released and signed with a contender, the Ravens' poor start would actually help their waiver priority, which is determined by record. And we all got a 5 from DreDog679. I'm sick the Ravens will avoid trades because of stupid-ass comp picks. So tired of watching this year after year. Yeah, it felt like they played scared today. It felt like they played scared. And that's really frustrating, if I'm going to be 100% honest with you. It is what it is. Gom Trossi sent in a $2 super chat. Shout out to you, Gom. I think we missed one more on Packers Gauge. I don't think we got to Corey. Oh, we did get to Corey. Great. Oh, Corey sent another one. There we go, Corey. Okay, I'm going to throw away Gauge. Do we think we can make this Sharpie toss? For those of you who don't know, I'm tossing a Sharpie into a trash can. Probably, 4 feet away? Curry. Bang! Kobe! You can ask my dad. I was a hell of a basketball player when I was 10 years old. Maybe not as much right now. I'm a little bit like, also, let me get back into focus. I'm a little bit like Kawhi Leonard. Not in the fact that I'm as good as Kawhi Leonard, but I'm like bored man gets paid. I'm a rebound guy. I'm not going to shoot, although I did play pickup basketball the other day, Gage, and I shot lights out, my friend. Corey Groff, thanks for all you do. Oh, wait, that was his first one. His second one says, I can't believe that Sauce Gardner got traded. Thought I'd been Hall before Sauce. I just wish we traded for a corner. I think they really, really like Asante Samuel Jr. Exum says, can the news just be late? It could be, but I don't think this late. Exum. And we got a 1 from B&O Railroad Talk and Gaming Channel. Okay, Gage. We currently are sitting at around 260 for Packers, 330 for Ravens. And if someone sends in a 10, that would get us to what? 600 a day? If someone sends in a 10, I'm going to give away a Hall of Fame spot for a 10. Usually, the spots on our Hall of Fame helmets are for our 20s, but I'm going to give one away for a 10, okay? So, and that is 330 for Ravens. 330 and 260. If someone sends in a 10, they will get a spot on the Hall of Fame helmet, which is usually 20. They'll get it for a 50% off discount. Bang! Corey Graff coming in with a 10. Getting himself a spot on the biker gang, my friend. Let's do it. Wow. So the trade deadline, which I thought was going to be something really exciting, something that was going to happen a lot, something big for the Baltimore Ravens, unfortunately just ended up being a little bit of a dud.
But Joey, we still had fun.
We still had a lot of fun.
First time doing this on both
Yeah.
channels, I think we turned out great.
Keeping it real says, why the hell do we have 4 more 5th-round picks? Couldn't even get an offensive guard, ? Yeah. My thoughts exactly, man. My exact thoughts. Okay. Who's this going to? Corey Graff. Corey Graff, my friend. Boom, 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 right there. And this thing's filling up more and more every single stream. We're going to have this thing covered by the end of the season. I can promise you that. Twitter notification. Who from? It's just a live notification. That was frustrating, man. For the Cowboys? Interesting. I think it's an F2 because of just where they currently sit in the realm of the National Football League. Really makes no sense for them. Let's go over the trades before we get out of here, Gage. Let's go over the trades of what we got today. Let me see. Let's go today and on. Let's go earliest one this morning. Yeah. Alrighty, it all started early this morning. The Dallas Cowboys getting Logan Wilson for a 7th-round pick. They send that to the Cincinnati Bengals. That was not going to be the last move the Cowboys made. Stay tuned. I'll tell you what that is. Jacksonville Jaguars, they got Jacoby Myers, wide receiver from the Las Vegas Raiders. Raiders, in return, got a 4th-round pick and a 6th-round pick. Really interesting to see if Jacksonville is going to be able to compete for the rest of this year. The Colts got Sauce Gardner. In addition to that, the Jets got a haul, a 2026 first-rounder, a 2027 first-rounder, and Adonai Mitchell, in my opinion, absolutely fleecing Indianapolis. The Seahawks, they got Shaheed, the need for speed, Shaheed, and the Saints got a 4th-rounder and a 5th-rounder. I still think this is the best trade of the day so far, as in mutually beneficial. Seahawks get another deep threat weapon. Saints get a little bit more pieces to rebuild in the future. The Colts, they got Sauce Gardner. The Jets got a 2026 first-round pick and a 2027 first-round pick and Adonai Mitchell. I believe we already talked about that one. The Jets also, that wasn't their only trade. They got Mozzie Smith. Okay, we go to that one. The Quinnen Williams one. Yeah, there we go. They got Mozzie Smith, a 2026 second-rounder, and a 2027 first-rounder from the Dallas Cowboys, who got Quinnen Williams. And if you're a Ravens fan, I feel like this is probably the one that's going to be most upsetting to you because I know you wanted Quinnen Williams. I wanted Quinnen Williams. Well, guess what? The Baltimore Ravens reached out to the Jets for Quinnen Williams. They were only willing to offer a 2nd and a 4th. And the last trade that we got from today, the one that came in at the buzzer, Chargers, they get Trevor Penning. Saints, full details to be announced. We do not know what Los Angeles gave up for Penning. Makes a lot of sense, though, for L.A. Joe Alt and Slater both out, I believe, for the rest of this season. So the Ravens still sit with a lot of draft picks. The Ravens still sit with a lot of cap space. And the Ravens still sitting with a whole lot of nothing. Unfortunately. And it kind of is what it is there. Okay, Gage, are you ready to get out of here? Let's do it. All right. Guys, I had a blast hanging out with you guys all day. If you have not subscribed, make sure you do it right now. Live for 3 hours, 13 minutes, one of the funnest days of Chat Sports here for me and Gage. Appreciate you guys for being here. For everybody who donated, for everybody who liked, for everybody who subscribed, for everybody who just hung out with us, it means the world. We get to cover some awesome, awesome, awesome franchises, and we're so thankful for getting to do that. So, for producer Gage, my name's Joey Petersen. Y'all have a great rest of your day. We'll see you next time, and God bless.